Welcome. Live Tuesday. Truth over lies. Doubleheader, people. We in the building, Mr. Walker. How you feeling?
Yes, sir. I am feeling freaking tastic per usual. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, El Nug Nugs and Le Bonquishas. Welcome to Cart Before the Horse, Truth Over Lies. In affiliation with the Bougie Negro Podcast, and also, as all you Negroes know, in association with Ain't No Fun Once the Rabbits Got the Gun Entertainment. What's going on with you this fine Truth Over Lies double header Tuesday?
In the big name of Jesus, you hear me?
Welcome in, folks. Everybody coming over from the Single by Choices show. If you did not catch that, make sure you go over and catch that show later today. It was a classic, but now we over here and we got a lot to talk about tonight. So make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as you come in the room.
There you go. Come on in, whether you follow those instructions or not. Come on, as me and Mr. X run down this madness with little old Lilly, huh? And we over here and we are exposing the truth over the lies.
That part. So we got, like I said, got a lot to talk about. We will be dropping the link here later on this evening. Sister Ebony Dean, let us know if you want to come up. We'll definitely drop the link for you. You can jump the crowd. You ain't got to wait for the heathens.
There you go. Shout out to our freedom riding sister, Ebony Dean.
That part. And shout out to Frederick Howard. He come through gifting a membership.
Per usual, always first, always contributing. Thank you, sir.
And EV says feminism has women or has men wearing bonnets.
It does. What we gonna do about it, EV? Don't let it be us. No bonnets, brothers.
Yeah, y'all seen the video we dropped today over here on the Truth Over Lies channel. I see a lot of y'all checking it out with the young brother with the bonnet on. He talking about red pill and he got bonnet. He got 2 hoop earrings in. It was a lot.
It is what it is. It's a lot going on. And we here reporting it. Shout out to journalism.
That part. So here we are, nonetheless. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. We got, where we at here? We got a little something before we get into the Lilly madness, but we definitely gonna mine through it because we prophesized this already.
Uh-oh, huh? We've been prophesying a lot, huh? Mostly doom and gloom based on what we have been seeing. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Let's see. What have we been prophesying?
So we're going to go back in the archives for that, for all the people in the back. But until then, I want to pull this up. There was a story we didn't get to while we were out, and I'm going to pull this up real quick. This happened like a week or so ago, and with these football players, I know a lot of y'all seen this.
Yep.
But this is the stuff that Lilly and them don't talk about, you know. Here we are. So that state trooper, that was a Texas state trooper. So this is South Carolina, and they were playing Texas at Texas, and they were beating the brakes off of them. As you can see, it's 26-3. The dudes just scored a touchdown or whatever. They're coming out the tunnel, and the state trooper start walking up the tunnel and act like he didn't see him and ran right into him. So this was after a touchdown, okay? So I guess they're celebrating. They coming back out. And you see him hit him with the elbow. He just, he ain't turn around like, hey, what are you doing? He act like they hit him. Little did he know this was on camera. The cop has since been relieved of his duties. All right. Like these is young brothers. Had the camera not been rolling, he could say, hey, they headbutted me, or he been in there tasing one of these dudes while the game is going on. This is live action.
Melanated men's, especially athletes, lives have been ruined for less. We all hear and have heard these terrible horror stories of these brothers, these warriors amongst men being, brought up on egregious allegations. And like you said, then stuff like this happens. They out here playing football. They're out here doing what they're supposed to do. And Johnny Law, with his pathetic, insecure, underdeveloped, wink, wink, underdeveloped, underaccomplished self, mad because you could never be what these young brothers is destined to be, you punk.
That part. So, like I say, the context is y'all see the score 26-3. Texas was undefeated at the time. So they were 9-0, the number 3 team in the country. South Carolina was 3-6. This was an upset. Everybody in the stadium mad. They at home, they losing. Team they were supposed to blow out. And even the cops is trying to get involved. Like, yeah, I don't like this. Y'all celebrating. I'm gonna arrest y'all so I can lock y'all up and maybe we can come back. This is crazy.
Listen here, I gotta confess, in my football playing days, I done cussed out many a ref and a couple cops for being dumb like this. You can't do nothing to me. I'm playing football. Shut up. I'll say whatever I want to you. Since you want to be out of, I'll leave you alone. But you want to be one of these racist refs or police working these games? I've came across stuff like this. I'm gonna call you everything but a child of God. I'm gonna try to get down to your bone marrow with this hurt baby. He's a coward. My point is, these brothers, there is no other place they are supposed to be. Number 0, number 27, what's that, 17? They where they supposed to be. And you still got a problem with it. You see what I mean? They ain't causing trouble. They are contributing to their college. They are playing the sport they love. And you still got a problem.
What can anybody done differently? All right, let's see if this could be teachable. I don't think the cop an a-hole. Everybody walk in. It's on the cop at this moment. Step to the side and let them pass while they going back onto the field. Literally, they just scored a touchdown. All right, they up in the tunnel. They coming back out, celebrate, whatever. He upset. Why you ninjas celebrating? What you ninjas up on that nad?
Oh, well, me and my bar was just talking about Django today, Mr. X. Oh, well, be mad. Be mad. He is mad. Man, he don't know when the last time his old lady gave him no coup de cotta. That's why he mad. But number 8 could get your old lady's coup de cotta right now. Nah. It's always a reason behind the hate. There is not nan fulfilled soul out here, man, woman, or child, that's out here that's fulfilled, but still trying to inflict pain and misery in folks. And they pathetic. Yeah, he's underdeveloped.
I see y'all saying he lost money on the game. Maybe one of his relatives play, or he know the coach. Like I said, these the troopers on the sideline at a home game. They know the coach and stuff personally. This is Texas too. Y'all know how I get down there. This is real.
Man, that cop was sending all types of, boy, you better get back on that there field. Watch this. Boy, what you doing, boy? You better get back out there, boy. Huh? You better get your hands on that pig skin. Get your hands off me, boy.
But like I said, I seen this. Obviously we've been off. We ain't had time to get to it, but thought this was interesting. Before we get into the Lilly lies, right? They act like this stuff don't go on. Everybody's a criminal, even though we are the most exonerated, because stuff like this, the camera not rolling, they get arrested, then the charges get thrown out because they find out he's lying because one of the people seen it in the crowd or something. So it's just, this is what they do. Be careful. Stay out their way, as we say. But in this case, this is unavoidable, right? Nothing they can do. The cop is a complete a-hole. And like I said, he has been either fired or relieved from his duties or suspended, something. But yeah.
He got relieved from being there at the games. This is what I think I saw. So the beat still goes on for him. He just can't attend games, but he's still going to wear that badge. And that's just how it goes, you know what I'm saying, in that gang, if you will.
That part. So you can't be on the sideline anymore at them Texas games where you got 100,000 people in the crowd. Them games them stadiums, you get 100,000. people in the stadium. That's insane.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of money. That's that old oil money.
Huh. Yes. So here we are. Nonetheless, we're gonna take this state trooper and kick him in the pit.
With your punk ass.
Madness.
Fuck is you talking about?
This is Sparta!
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to hide. You gotta count your blessings. You're sitting at the table. You hear me? Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
I agree, Mr. X. Those are the things that the Pearlies and the Lillies don't want to talk about. Those kind of injustices that, like you said, if there was not cameras rolling, that very well could have played out extremely different and not in that brother's favor. Like you said, if the first thing the cameras caught was maybe that brother lash out or him getting, handcuffed, everybody's going to assume that the player was out of place. And as we see, it was not true at all. That cop was dead wrong.
That part. That's why we kicked him straight in the pit. No return. So here we are. Nonetheless, shout out to Project Leroy. All right. He say Lilly demonetized.
No, they wouldn't do that to Lilly. Huh?
And Lilly say, don't cry now. That's what the thumbnail say. So we gonna mine through some of this, and we gonna pull up old footage because y'all know we cooked Lilly. What was that, like not even a month? That was like 4 weeks ago.
Yep.
When she did blackface for what was about a month? It was Halloween. So it was a month ago.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to it to about, the couple weeks in or a week into November. So for us, it's been a few weeks.
And I do recall, saying that, hey, folks gonna do this type of wicked stuff. Acknowledge it, move accordingly, but also have faith, man. I don't believe in hope, but shoot, man, I'm driven by faith like a Rolls Royce, baby. Got to have some faith. Have faith that things gonna always work out as long as we respond and act accordingly. Look, demonetize, huh? Won't he do it?
So here we are. If you're just coming in, hit the like button. Like I said, we'll be dropping the link later on here, but we gonna mine through some of this because we got to cook.
There we go. Shout out to Lilly, huh? She'll be all right. She'll be okay. She don't need this bread, huh? She just up here playing and joking, pandering and grifting, whatever.
All that. So I'm trying to let's see if I can pull this up. I will pull the old footage up. Like I said, if y'all was here about a month ago, we did the show. Cancel this 304. Cancel this 304. And we took a lot. It's like, go look in the comment section of some of the videos. I love the trolls on this channel. They be coming in. Y'all know what y'all talking about. She stating facts. Y'all this, that. No. We said cancel this 304. Shout out to Nino.
Yeah. I don't care if some of the things she did have some statistical, validation to it. Doesn't matter. What we talk about is more than just what you say, is how you say it's your intention. She wasn't up here trying to raise any awareness. She up here being a hateful Viking woman. Good for her.
That part. So this was it. Yeah, some of y'all like, oh, her. Yeah. She was bold. And a lot of people didn't disagree with it. So I'm sure y'all gonna come up. There was people, that last show was wild. So I'm sure, some of y'all gonna come up. We can have a conversation.
Huh? Some of y'all don't think she was off base for her blackface display? We touched on it quite a bit. We talked about the brother Drewski doing whiteface. And what's the difference? Never in the history of mankind has white folks ever been, mistreated, huh? Based on their pale skin. So put a black person putting on white folks a whiteface is hilarious. However, black folks were tortured, all of the above, whenever back in the day white folks was doing this, taking away jobs, taking away their life, everything. It's not funny. It would be the same thing as, I don't know, poking fun at some things about the small hats persecution. You know what I'm talking about? Dare not do that, dare you?
So there y'all go. Sometimes we just got to be patient. We planted the seed. Look at this. It took 1 month for this tree to grow. Shout out to Truth Over Lies. All right. We called for it. Cancel this 304. Here we are.
Gone. Won't he do it? Come by here, oh Lord. See what this crazy Lily woman is doing.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
So here we are. Shout out to Anthony Dean. He says, pulling back up to the house. Look, take your time. Take your time, Ebony. We'll be up here. Just wanted to get you the link. Make sure you got it, but take your time, sister. We gonna slow cook. This crock pot right here.
There you go.
Yeah, we about to slow cook this weasel.
Weasel stew. White weasel stew. Huh? If you're hungry, nephew, you some of that white weasel. That sounds wild. Sound like a new drug. Yeah, you heard John got hold of that white weasel.
Egregious. But nonetheless, here we are. All right, so we're gonna start here where we at. So this is the current video. Came across my algorithm. I said, hey, let's talk about it.
Oh, look at her. Oh, look at Lily. Shut up, Lily.
What's up, folks? We are back again. Slightly different set today than I usually have. I'm also looking quite overweight in this sweater. I promise I have not gained weight. Well, maybe a little bit. It is the day after Thanksgiving. We got a little bit of an announcement for you guys today. So not our usual content, but the tragedy of today that we are going to be talking to is not about black people attacking more whites on the trains. Shockingly enough, we are actually going to get to talk about something different. I know that that's a common thread that seems to be happening all the time, but today, you know what's happening? They're trying to keep a real nigga down. They're trying to keep a real nigga down. That's what they're trying to do. Because
Relax. Stand down. Everybody stand down. We're going to slow cook it. Y'all know trigger alerts and all that good stuff. This is white-faced Lily, the weasel, all right, with that badger puss. Smell like boiled hot dogs, but we here for it, all right? And we're going to pull this old video up. So here we are.
Here's the thing. Like, as my blood, takes a light boil, I want to know the men behind her responsible. I can't have too much smoke for this thing, this weasel here. There's men behind. Trust and believe. They move differently. There are men behind her. I want to see them. Y'all the men behind you are cowards, Lily. They got you up here taking in front and center, saying all this wild stuff, saying the N-word, and they standing behind the scenes. You are surrounded by a whole bunch of cowards. You a coward, they cowards. Fight me.
That part. And like I said, we were here a month ago. We called it out. Cancel this 304. All right, a lot of people say no. Cancel culture, freedom of speech. We talked about it. Freedom of speech is a real thing. People try to cancel us. That's a real thing. So do I believe people can? Yeah, but YouTube has its own terms and conditions. So can she come on the internet or anywhere, go to on the streets or on the campus, wherever she want to do? But you got to follow the rules of wherever you at. And like I said, the stuff she was doing, I'm like, YouTube, y'all done crack down on us for less. I'm just speaking from our perspective. They done crack down on us, but y'all don't even cuss. So this woman does egregious stuff, and I was just scratching my head. That's all.
There you go. And just waiting. When things don't make sense for a crack baby like me, myself, I files in the back of my mind. And I'll wait. I will revisit it. Time is going to prevail, and we shall revisit it. This didn't take too long at all. Told y'all. Have faith. Have faith that justice shall prevail.
So here we are. Like I said, if you were here a month ago, here's the live stream. Listen, one thing about it, me probably like to make my point and let time do his thing. And this one here aged pretty well. Check it out. A shock jock, rage baiting, and it works. All right, for whatever reason, the algorithm likes it. They are keeping her on the platforms. Probably not for long. All right, YouTube. I think this she went probably a step too far. So she probably won't be on the platform much longer. They'll probably kick her off.
There you go. She a racist Howard Stern, straight shock jock work. And that's what she doing. Everything she say is straight to your nervous system. Shock, shock, shock.
Huh. So he done did it. So a month ago, what did I say? I say YouTube will probably kick her off. She probably won't be on the platform much longer. I wasn't wishing it. I'm just looking at what I seen, and I know how they operate and how they deal with people like us. And I say, you know what? She shouldn't. I mean, it just makes sense.
The only thing that makes sense, excuse me, this has got to be some kind of play to get Rumble's attention, because the stereotype is that Rumble is a place for extreme right wing, the rest. So I truly believe that she's up here and she like, I ain't got much to say over here on YouTube. Ain't really gonna crack with my shock jockery. But if I come up here and Rumble and go a little viral and Rumble get a hold of me, yeah, this stuff fly over there. So that's what I think this is. I think she's trying to be one of the next big things on Rumble, because now she's talking about keep a real ninja down. Yeah, she trying hard.
That part. So I'm gonna take this back one last time. A shock jock, rage baiting, and it works. All right, for whatever reason, the algorithm likes it. They are keeping her on the platforms. Probably not for long. All right, YouTube. I think this she went probably a step too far. So she probably won't be on the platform much longer. They'll probably kick her off.
There you go.
There you go. So that was my theory. And we about to watch the video and see if it holds true.
I think we know what's happening. That's awesome. I love when a prophecy comes together. You have been prophesied, Lilly, you witch.
That part. So we said cancel this 304. Hit the like button.
Cannot handle the truth. And this. What's up, folks? We are back again. Slightly different set today than I usually.
And shout out to Uncle Tall. He come through, says, "Oh Lord, they done demonetized the sweet, sweet white woman. No, Miss Lilly." Django Stevens' voice.
Lilly, no.
Yeah! Boom shakalaka!
And also, Uncle Tall, he dropped a 20 ball in the Cash App, sponsoring the show. He says 7-hour show Saturday to make up. I can't wait. You pushing it.
Yeah, you pushing it.
We say every day. Y'all will get a little something every day.
There you go. My youngest boy's birthday is this Saturday, huh? Yeah, we got family stuff. Sometimes.
But not much. You get a little something though. And so here we go. Shout out to Uncle Tall. Lilly, let's see what we got.
What's up, folks? We are back again. Slightly different set today than I usually have. I'm also looking quite overweight in this sweater. I promise I have not gained weight. Well, maybe a little bit. It is the day after Thanksgiving. We got a little bit of an announcement for you guys today. So not our usual content, but the tragedy of today that we are going to be talking to is not about black people attacking more whites on the trains. Shockingly enough, we are actually going to get to talk about something different. I know that that's a common thread that seems to be happening all the time, but today, you know what's happening? They're trying to keep a real down. They're trying to keep a real down. That's what they're trying to do because they cannot handle the truth. And this is just the facts. When you come speaking the truth about certain things, if you're raising racial awareness, let's say, if you are, heaven forbid, pro-white or a pro-white voice out there, which I am, which I always will be, and will always influence my content no matter.
Man, listen here, Lilly.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. Your thoughts ain't my thoughts.
Don't care what you think. So here we go. These people are up here, right? It started with the C. Kirk, that fella. And what happened to Pearly? Pearly been going live. This is Pearly. This is a slightly more attractive Pearly. All right, Pearly about a 2, get about a 3. This is what you get. I'm guessing white men don't want them, so they sit around, they miserable. They're just single and miserable.
I forgot about that fact about the dusty, crusty Pearly, Big Musty. Yeah, same thing. There you go. Yeah, I know Pearly is undesirable amongst her group. That's for sure. And this one here, yeah, why you up here? Why has good old Viking man put you front and center to take all this vitriol and criticism? Not like him. He like to protect his Becky. Don't you touch my woman? But they put you front and center. Oh, are you uncared for? Are you unloved? Huh? That's unfortunate as an adult, us project babies, we went through that as kids, kind of rite of passage. But as an adult, it's got to suck. Huh? Is this white trauma?
And here we go. So she say they can't keep a real ninja down. She's playing to her audience who are full of, a bunch of racist white folks for the most part. And there's probably some black folks in there, some self-hating ninjas and whatnot, and Asians or whatever. I'm sure it's all kind of people in there, but mostly white folks. And can't keep a real ninja down. People don't like the truth. When she up here saying over 50% of the prison population is black, and all the stats she was spewing, the majority of people on welfare is black. They just lying. Like, so you can get into the per capita stuff, then say that, be specific. So people can start let people do their own research at that point. They don't say, why do they keep saying per capita? Because it's not a factual straight fact. We all know what the real facts are.
And take offense to the fact that there is a market in triggering folks. There is a market. Like, they don't mind. Like, you see YouTube, you got a thumbs up button and a thumbs down button. YouTube don't care how the views come through. There are guidelines and policies that she learned, but you come up here getting on folks' nerves, they don't care. And folks like her take it to the extreme. I'm gonna hang my hat. That's my prophecy. She trying to go on Rumble because this ain't gonna fly over here, man. Ain't no there. At this point, there has got to be some righteous haters that are sitting here just waiting for her to do stuff and keep reporting it. And good for them. Stuff like this needs to be reported. I'm all for free speech and all that. However, man, god dang it. Like, what is the purpose of this speech? There you go. What's the purpose?
Like you said, people put a battery in her back and a lot of cultural stuff going on. Like I said, the Sea Kirks and, all the stuff, people trying to get into the spaces. Like I said, she's been on YouTube less than a year and been booted off. And there is no money on Rumble like it is YouTube, unless you got sponsors or if you're doing heavy crowd surfing. Like you said, crowdfunding, people are donating, cash apping, whatever, supporting whatever you got going on. There's no money in Rumble like it is YouTube as far as the AdSense and all that stuff. It's not even comparable. Mm-hmm. And we're going to mine through this because she going to talk about it. Lilly, listen, this ain't going how Lilly thought.
Talk to us, Lilly. Let us know your worries. We concerned.
Matter what it is, they will try to keep you down. I've said in a couple other videos that there is a pipeline of cancellation. So what this is here's the top tier of cancellation. The top part of cancellation is they will try to smear your name. So they'll put out hit pieces and they'll try to cancel you. But we're living in like the post-cancel culture society where that doesn't really work anymore. In fact, it actually lends a little credibility to your name and you gain kind of a little loyal, staunch group of supporters rather, of people who don't care about the media slams. Okay, so they don't quit there. When they can't defame you or smear your name or ruin your reputation, then they will try to take you off the platforms. Hang on, the dog's screaming to be let in. So I'm babysitting my mom's dog while she's away.
Yeah, what you doing with that dog? All right, why that jar of peanut butter on the floor? Why that dog look like he just blew a load? He all tired, ready to go cuddle. He said, "What you doing? Let's go get in bed." He's like, "Look, don't tell the audience."
That dog, like, you know what time it is. Brr, brr. Peanut butter, brr. Peanut butter cooter cutter, brr. Y'all nasty. You want to talk about stereotypes? There's one. Yeah. Our melanated sisters can be wonky as the day is long at times, but I ain't gonna put too much doggy loving on them. That'd be you, Becky. Dog lover you.
So here we are, Ebony. We back with this woman. All right. Apparently, they saying she's been canceled. We called for it, but here we are.
Justice, Sister Ebony. Justice, huh? Somewhat, to some degree.
Listen, I knew this day was coming because she was out of pocket for everything that she did. And now they're trying to present her, oh, the poor white woman who got demonetized, putting her in that her little Lilly white chair with her little polo sweater on. We don't buy it, okay? Like you were with all that smoke before. Don't try to like whiten it up now. So yeah.
And she doubling down. Like she talking about trying to keep a real ninja down.
Right.
She keeps doing it. First she did the blackface. Then she came back and was saying the only reason why she did it because she thought a melanated woman was the scariest thing ever. She keep doubling and tripling down. Then she come back. Oh, y'all trying to keep a real ninja down. She just gonna keep going. I'm convinced that until she gets her desired outcome, whatever that is, she liable to come up there with ropes hanging from the rafters. You know what I'm talking about? Like she just gonna keep pushing and pushing. Oh, it's just a rope. It's just a rope. This is her. She gonna keep pushing. Good for it. Get what you get, you witch. Y'all lucky. I would call it be worse than that.
Right. And now she's kicked off the platform. And then I guess you guys were saying that she's on Rumble now with all the other rejects who got kicked off, like Tommy, Sotomayor, but I think he's back on YouTube or whatever. So go over there with all the other suspected white supremacists and spit all your rhetoric. We're hip to your game. We know what type of time you're on. And again, thank you guys for teaching me not to be so triggered, because you know how I get with stuff like this. But talking about keeping a real ninja down, she needs to stop.
Oh, man, I get it. Like you said, just that's what they look forward to, Sister Ebony. They want us to get triggered, like they want us to outwardly be outwardly triggered. Yeah, I'm gonna be triggered inside regardless,
Right.
but
Right.
it's the outward.
Right. Yeah, and look at her background, y'all. The little library set up, and she got her little dog out like it's Toto, like she's Dorothy Gale from Kansas. Just stop, man. This is a lot.
Them fake books.
And this goes back to what I originally said on this video here. Listen, a shock jock, rage baiting, and it works. All right, for whatever reason, the algorithm likes it. So shock jock, rage baiting. That's her playbook 101. Do you hear the rage baiting, shock jock? And like I said, it's effective, granted, but because she ain't just surface level. She obviously blackface it, and she does wicked stuff. It's like she absolutely trying to draw people's attention.
And for all the wrong reasons. Again, she's not trying to spread any kind of awareness. She ain't looking to shame folks into changing. She's up here just trying to, continue to portray this negativity. Oh, they doing this. She ain't trying. We come up with resolution with, you know what I mean? We come up with solutions. Look at her. She just talking, trying to trigger us. So that's what makes it easy not to get triggered, Sister Ebony Dean. That's her, when we know her objective is get triggered. Her Pearly, that is it. I want to trigger these melanated folks because history has shown that they tend to wear their heart on their sleeves, and we got to combat that.
Right. And just look at the imagery, you guys, in the last video that you guys talked about her when she was in the blackface and all that. She was dressed in full black shirt, black bonnet, black face and everything. And that's just to portray that black is ugly. And now all of a sudden she wants to have the white background, with the dog and in the library and all that. Like she's all innocent, white is beautiful and stuff. Yeah, that's what they try to do. That's the portrayal. That's the image that they want to show the world. And it's BS. And we're going to call you out every time. All the Lillies in the world are getting called out.
That part. So here we are. Hit the like button.
To stay with her sister for Thanksgiving, so that's what I'm doing today. He looks quite awkward and uncomfortable. He doesn't like to be held. He's so awkward. He's the worst cuddler. He's such a cute dog, but you can't cuddle with him.
You don't like.
So to get back to the video, the cancellation cycle. They try to defame you. They try to take away your platform. When they can't take away your platform or get you banned, then they will take away your means of funding the project. They will demonetize you so that you cannot make the money that's necessary to continue putting out the content. If they can't stop you then, well, then they try to either jail you or ruin your life through lawfare, or like what's happening to Candace Owens, maybe even put out a hit on your life. Well, I am in the middle phase right now. I was just demonetized on YouTube. Okay, this happened this past week. I didn't announce it because I was trying to appeal the process and whatever, but that's what's going on, folks. I've been
Huh.
Demonetized on YouTube.
So here we are. She's been demonetized. She's been trying to fight it, and to no avail. So she was trying to not say nothing, but once she figured out YouTube wasn't playing, they said it's over. We about to take your channel down. And now she like, all right, y'all, they got me. All right, now they're gonna try to delete me and do this stuff. Just to stop. You ain't that important. They just gonna remove you and everybody gonna forget you.
What do you think's gonna happen, Lily? Huh? What are you doing? Are you asking, are you a victim? Huh? That's what she tried. This is observe, folks. This is how the extreme right plays victim. They don't do it out, but she's right now, she's victim mentality. Look what they're doing to me. I'm in the middle stages. First they slander me, now they demonetize me. I'm in the middle stages. I need some support. I need some help. Why ain't your hateful, you racist audience supporting you? Where the money at? Why ain't they backing you up? Where's the men? God dang it. You muted Ebony.
I was just saying that she was just used as a pawn, just to spit out that rhetoric and everything. And like I said before, with all that blackface and everything, that's something that they did. When they mocked us, when they lynched us and all that stuff. So that is not going to fly in 2025 for you to be putting yourself in blackface and thinking that is going to be okay. You're going to get called out every time. We're going to speak up. We're going to boycott your channel, boycott whatever you have going on. And that's just what it is. It's a new day. So this is not the 1920s, and we're not at the KKK rally or anything. This is 2025. So
amen.
So here we are. Now she up here talking about the bread. Now she talk about the money. Now it ain't so damn funny. But what the thumbnail say? Don't cry now. Now she like, oh, the money, because Rumble don't pay. YouTube, all right? And she like, the money.
Go to Rumble. You doing the Lord's work. You shouldn't be worried about no twos and fruits. Go over to Rumble where your hatred can fly. What are you doing? Why are you still here, Lily?
That part. And I see y'all backstage. We are not opening up the panel yet. We'll let y'all know here a little later, but we're gonna let it go.
See you, Baba T.
Well, I am in the middle phase right now. I was just demonetized on YouTube. Okay, this happened this past week. I didn't announce it because I was trying to appeal the process and whatever, but that's what's going on, folks. I've been demonetized on YouTube. And I always wondered about creators who made a big deal about that until I realized, oh, that's like your sole form of income. Like, so now I'm just making videos for free, and I have the electricity bill for all the billions of lights that's in here. I have to pay for the equipment. Okay, now he looks like he's dying. I have to pay for the equipment. Okay, get down. Just stop whining at the door. Yeah, lay down right there. You got to pay for the equipment. You still have to pay for the people who make the thumbnails. You got a lot of bills to do, aside from the builds of natural life there. So yes, I have officially been demonetized on YouTube, which was my sole form of income. Aside from a few tiny little outlets here and there, YouTube was my main moneymaker. And I'm kind of stupid. I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't plan ahead. I live in the moment. I put it all out there. I'm an open book.
Well, listen, Lily, hold on. YouTube demonetized. I know somebody. We got to get Lily on her feet, y'all.
I got $40. $40 today. And if you nasty, I'll throw in 60. If you nasty.
So here we go. Lily, it might be time to start a fans only. All right, get on there. Look, Lily gonna take her clothes off. They gonna find out she got a weenie. Everybody, we thought Lily was a girl. Lily gonna pull some meat out. But hey, her audience gonna like it though. You know how Brad and Chad get down. All right, they like women's with meats. So unfortunate.
Huh? Maybe she got both. Since we go down this wicked path. Lily, you say you're a real ninja. Come on over to the dark side, huh? You see Unc, you can get you can get them lights paid. Unc gonna come through with a couple of his buddies. $40 here, $40 here. You get a little $60. You get them bills paid, get your light bill paid. But you got to get nasty if you don't mind, you real ninja you.
Yeah, she's talking about all that real ninja stuff. Well, real ninjas figure it out and they don't be complaining about it online. They get out there and do whatever it takes to keep things moving. So you want to talk about being a real ninja, and that's not a negative thing. Like we do what we got to do. So yeah, here, be about it then, Lily. Since you're about that life, let's see.
There you go. Go ahead, as was not Webby, Boosie would say, go ahead, put your Lily White Cuda Cutter on the screen for $1,000.
Here we go. We got some super chat.
Appreciate you. Julius, Uncle Caesar, how you doing, OG? Says my homegirl E told me to check this out. I'm boiling mad at what I'm looking at. Ebony gonna have to give us 50 push-ups for setting me up like this. We all trigger.
I told him to pull up because we're going to be talking about some real stuff tonight. It's all right. I got this, Julius. We got this. We'll take care of Lily.
We got Lily. Shout out to Unc.
Appreciate your stuff, man. Kareem says she might as well shake a 10 cup. Stop begging. She said, I got lights to pay for. I can't believe this.
And there we are. That's the difference between a funk face Lily and that Pearly. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about this sister, but we know Pearly comes from money. Her dad is rich, so you'll never hear her up there here complaining like this. She laughs about getting demonetized, and it's a joke to her. Like Pearly does this as a hobby, and it just happens to be successful and make money, whatever. This woman, I think, is a little bit different.
And again, see, she's I'm stupid. I didn't think ahead. That's one thing. Like she took accountability for her stupidity. She said it was stupid. She said it, and now she's like, I got bills to pay. I hope it don't work out in her favor. I ain't gonna have my feelings. I hope it don't work out.
Right. And this just,
Go ahead, Abby.
Oh, I was just going to say, this goes to show that there are consequences for your actions, regardless of whatever race you are or whatever. And a lot of times, white supremacists or suspected white supremacists think they can go around doing everything and not get punished for it. And so this is a part of the game. This is what comes along with it. And you are going to get checked because it's time for you to be checked.
Amen. Shout out to YouTube. Get them, YouTube. Appreciate you. Quad, called you Quad. Says Lily better go and see Nate if she's trying to get her binds fixed. She was talking tough before, now she crying. I love it. Oh, we all love it, Quad.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Some other time.
I really need this money, Nate.
Here we are.
Equipment. Okay, now he looks like he's dying. I have to pay for the equipment. Okay, get down. Just stop whining at the door.
He don't like you.
Yeah, lay down right there. You got to pay for the equipment. You still have to pay for the people who make the thumbnails. You got a lot of bills to do, aside from the builds of natural life there. So yes, I have officially been demonetized.
Why don't you do it yourself? You're so talented. Make your own damn thumbnails. Fire up your own live stream. That's what we do, Lily. We just some dumb ninjas. Why don't you do it?
I was thinking the same thing. You got all this overhead because you got nothing. You just a mouthpiece. Listen here, no hate. However, there's levels to everything. Like, I'm not about to sit here and feel no sympathy and empathy for some YouTuber that's got enough motion behind them where you can afford to have people make your thumbnail, people holding scripts, teleprompters, and all. No, you just a mouthpiece. You just a representative. You really got nothing to you. It's pathetic.
Right. And maybe her team and stuff that saw the type of time she's on, maybe they're just like, no, we don't want to be a part of this company or a part of this business, or we don't want to be backing you if you're spitting such rhetoric. So we don't know how they really feel. Yeah, the money's gone, but some people actually have morals and values and don't support things like that. So that could be it too. So she messed this up for herself. You brought this all on yourself. Nobody told you to come up here in blackface saying all the stuff, and then you're still wilding by saying that you're a real ninja right now. So yeah, you haven't learned your lesson, and we don't feel sorry for your tears at all.
I hope justice is served and she vanished off YouTube indefinitely. It'd be nice to see her maybe 15 years down the road. Like, remember that Lily woman did blackface, and then they show her, she working at some, she stocking some shelves, doing all right.
That part.
Yeah, but then we might have to worry about Lily's grandkids and stuff, because if she's the one being the teacher and teaching them, then we got to deal with her offspring, and we got to check them too 20 years from now.
But that's why she bitter. If ain't nobody knocking her up. Brad done shunned her. Brad said, go be a sacrificial lamb.
That part. So, like you say, they made a movie about this recently. What was that? Was that the Spider-Man, one of these new movies where the guy was the podcaster? He had his whole basement laid out. What movie? I'm sure y'all know. Where Jay Tillman at? I think we talked about this before. I think y'all said it was Spider-Man. Where the dude, he had his whole basement. He was a podcaster almost. He was like a Charlie Kirk type guy. And he was in his basement doing the, right-wing stuff. He had his producers. Everybody was in his house. So he had like a mansion. And his whole basement was a studio. And he'd, be upstairs and he'd go downstairs when it's time to shoot the show. He's some YouTuber. So some movie just came out that was about, I was like, that's interesting.
There a whole basement into a studio.
One of these new houses, like I said, live in a big mansion. It was a whole deal. But nonetheless, it reminds me, because you say like people like Lilly, where they are just like a mouthpiece. And that's what it is. The dude didn't do nothing. They like, all right, it's time for the show. He just comes sit in the chair. He got the teleprompters and he just reading and.
See, Lilly, if you want just a mouthpiece and actually has some skills and some competence, you won't be tripping off of this little demonetization. All right. You would have the know-how to start a whole nother channel, just like Pearly and everybody else, and just keep this thing going. But instead, you're a victim. Shout out to the Lilly victim.
On YouTube, which was my sole form of income. Aside from a few tiny little outlets here and there, YouTube was my main moneymaker. And I'm kind of stupid. I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't plan ahead. I live in the moment. I put it all out there. I'm an open book. I live with my heart on my sleeve. If I say something, I mean it. I couldn't censor myself. I refused to censor myself. It's just impossible. I really tried. my best. Believe it or not, what you saw on YouTube was the vanilla me. It was like the vanilla of the vanilla. And I tried my best, but they want to keep a real down, okay? And that's what they're doing. So, all of that to say, we will persist. The truth will prevail. These people think, and in all seriousness now, these people think that if you take away people's form of income, if you ban them off of platforms, for I'm sure I will be banned on YouTube soon, they think that can stop the truth. Well, it can't stop people's eyeballs, okay? So even if there was not a single podcaster in the world talking about these sorts of things, you see it for yourself. You've experienced it for yourself.
What's the truth? It was all lies, sister. Like you say, y'all need to worry about your own people. That's why we say cancer. What's the truth about coming up here on blackface? What truth? What truth about lying about prison stats and about all the stats that y'all be lying about? Where are the truths? And then you get the Pearly woman that go on to the lead attorney, shout out to the lead attorney, and she go on to his platform and he start asking her questions that she can't answer because she's so worried about black folks. He like, well, what percentage of white folks is in prison? What the percentage of white folks do that? Oh, I don't know. I don't know those stats. Why in the hell don't you know the stats about your own damn people? Why you worry about us? Y'all, I don't know the stats. What is it? I don't know. Yeah.
Because there's no money there. Because nobody gives a crap. And that's what a TI is. And shout out to everybody that used to get on us talking about, oh, why don't y'all talk about them? Do you see how weird it is talking about them? Look at them talking about us. It's weird. Who gives a crap what they got going on? Observe from a distance. As Farrakhan said, acknowledge their successes because they are successful in their endeavors. Acknowledge it and take what you can from it. But we worried about us. The fact that they too are worried about us, look what it looks like. I'd be danged if I come up here talking about, oh, Jim Bob and them is doing this in the trailer parks. They are here cooking meth. Who gives a crap? That ain't got nothing to do with us. We got to worry about our own backyard, Lily.
Right. And that's the problem, too, is because we do just be minding our business in our own lane. And then so we're not even saying anything about them and until they say something about us, and then we will react to it. We like just being to ourselves and everything. But we are going to speak up when it's time to speak up. And, when it comes to all the per capita stuff and all the arrests and everything, they always want to portray us like we're the criminals and everything. And just to be honest, the reason why the police and all that stuff were even formed is because after slavery, they were trying to catch Black people doing crimes. That's how the police got started. And with all the arrests, like they want to say we're the most to get convictions or whatever, but it's really arrests. We're always arrested at a higher rate than any other race. And so it's not convictions. 10 people can get arrested for a murder, but only one person did the murder. And so, but they tried to use that as the data.
We got the highest exoneration rates as well. So it's like 52% or something like that.
Right. So when they say the stats, they need to say what it really is. Arrests, yes, because the police were formed in order to come after us in the first place. So here we are in 2025, and unfortunately we do still, have to go through those things, and that just is what it is.
There you go. That's for those that don't know, the origins of law enforcement officers were catching our people, our ancestors that were, I hate saying slaves. They weren't slaves. They were prisoners of war. That's what they were. So that's why law enforcement officers were created, to catch the runaway prisoners of war. And that's it. They was not there to regulate a daggone thing. But as time went on, they had to evolve and look like they were providing a service to the community. No, they were there to recapture property.
Well, here we are. So this is Lilly. She say people mad because she telling the truth. And that's the problem. They get so far caught up in the lies, they really think this is truth because the audience don't say nothing. All right, not nobody that she gonna listen to. I'm sure there's probably a few people like this is lies, but it's being drowned out by all the people like, yeah, it tell the truth. It's a damn lie. But if everybody keeps saying it's the truth, then it's the truth.
I guess. I hate that. Everybody saying it must be true. God dang it, that's wicked today because everybody be lying.
Yeah, and it just goes to show, like when they say I'm white and I say so, just because I'm white and I say it, it doesn't make it true. We're debunking all this stuff with channels like Media Man and channels like this, and we're talking about it, and we are bringing the stats and the statistics and everything. So it's no longer I'm white and I say so, because we have receipts too. So,
amen. Here we are. We ain't done. Now she complaining. You can't make this up. A month ago, she was beating her chest, even when she first started this video, she was still up to her shenanigans. But then, y'all taking my money. This is my electricity. Oh, thumbnails. Oh.
So sad. Who gives a crap?
YouTube soon. They think that can stop the truth. Well, it can't stop people's eyeballs, okay? So even if there was not a single podcaster in the world talking about these sorts of things, you see it for yourself. You've experienced it for yourself. You feel a fear about walking around in the streets that you pay for. You feel fear to get on a train, despite the fact that your taxpayer money goes to pay for that train, because it's dangerous in society. We just happen to be talking about it. We're just not lying. We're just telling the truth. And the people who tell the truth are attacked constantly. My friends are being sued for millions of dollars. The censorship clouds are really moving in. It's starting to get bad out there, folks. It's starting to get bad out there. So if you want to support what I'm doing, because I will always be a pro-white voice, I will always be a pro-white activist.
You know what? How about y'all go create your own damn platform? Hell, because clearly this ain't y'all's. Clearly, right? I know like the CEOs and stuff are Middle Eastern, and it's a very diverse, YouTube is a very diverse company with different cultures, women involved and all type of different stuff. So how about y'all go create your own little thing and just stay over there? Why come on YouTube? Go create it. Y'all can just sit over there and circle jerk all day.
There you go. They got them. What are they? Is Rumble and I think X or the old Twitter, right? They can say and do pretty much whatever they want over there. But what are we knowing? They up here for monetary gain. They're not up here trying to right any wrongs. They ain't up here trying to plant seeds of positive change. They're up here for that munyon. And everybody know Rumble ain't paying. And what's a Twitter? I ain't X. I ain't paying nothing. So yeah, it's where it's at. This is where the sponsors are, right? So you got to play by the rules. You can't be a hateful, prejudiced white witch, or you can. And then you just up here playing. It's a hobby now. You're up here playing and joking for the free.
Yeah, and nobody's trying to censor what you're saying, but you can't be out here being racist. Knowing that this country's history with blackface and everything, that's where you effed up at. You can't be going off and doing that. You can say whatever you want to say. You can have your opinions about Black women or whatever. We heard some of the stuff that she was saying in that last video. Have your opinion. We can counter it by coming up here, you know, with respect and showing our best selves and whatever. We don't have to go along with what you say, but you can't just be out here racist and just doing blatant racism, you know, on YouTube. You just can't do it.
Oh, here we are.
You know where I stand on that. I have started a new channel. It's called Club Gaddis over on YouTube as well. So if you want to go support me, go follow that channel as well, because I don't really genuinely.
Hell to the no. To the no, hell to the no.
Lilly said, go follow my new channel.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. Your thoughts ain't my thoughts.
I wish we would. And that's another thing. Like you said, once you kick off the platform, it's over. If YouTube bans you off the platform, you can start as many channels as you want. They ain't gonna monetize it. And if you are, first of all, they ain't gonna monetize it. Secondly, even if they do, what are you gonna do? You gonna switch up you're gonna do a whole 180? Because you can't just make a new channel and keep up the same nonsense. But at the same time, YouTube won't, you know what I mean? Shit, you can create a new channel, but good luck getting it monetized once they boot you.
There you go. Again, justice. Justice. Oh, my friends are getting sued for millions. We got all this stuff going on. Come support me over here. I like this. I don't see this working out for her. I see her going on a more intense victim campaign and trying to bleed out on other folks. Good for her. I'm standing by to see justice prevail, so Ebony Dean. This is why it pays to not get too triggered. Like you say, acknowledge their madness. And just let their negative energy do what it's gonna do in the atmosphere. It always comes back to them.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things in the world going on besides Lilly losing her damn monetization. You know, we're still trying to fight for our reparations. We're still trying to do all that stuff. So Lilly, on behalf of everybody, we don't care. We got bigger fish to fry.
Couldn't begin to care.
So here we are. This is wild.
For me, go follow that channel as well, because I genuinely don't know how much longer this channel is going to be up. Probably won't be up for that long. If the powers that be, who have certainly got the call, if the powers that be get their way, we will not be around for much longer.
And that's not true, Lilly. You ain't no special victim. This ain't SUV or SU. What is it called? SI? What's the special victims?
SVU, special victim.
SVU? Hell. This ain't Ice-T and LL Cool J. Get the hell out of here. YouTube has terms and conditions, policies, guidelines. Read them, because clearly you crossed the gun line with all of them.
There you go, sister. Huh? What happened to your good old white education? You didn't read? Egregious. You didn't sit there, because you know what? We don't have to assume that she didn't, because she is acknowledging that she made a mistake, which means she didn't read. Either this was ignorance that got you demonetized and kicked off, or it was gross negligence. Ignorance, you didn't know, but that did not save you from the repercussions. Gross negligence, you knew better and you still did it anyway. Either way, you're an idiot.
Yeah, and she didn't even come up here. It'd be different if she came up here and apologized and said, you know what, I looked into the history or whatever and realized that I was wrong. There's no sort of atonement going on. She's doubling and tripling down, talking about I'm pro-white and I have my pro-white views and I should be able to say whatever I want to whoever, because I'm Lily White or whatever. So yeah, she, like this ain't cool, man. And like you said, with the special victims unit, you are not Coco, and Ice-T is not coming to save you. So
shout out to Ice-T, man. And that listen, I think Ice-T had one of the longest runs on that show, didn't he? He like broke a record. He had like my man Ice-T had like 5 lines every episode. Only a one liner here, maybe talk to the chief there, and that was it.
Yeah, all the way to the bank. I'll tell you that.
I ain't mad at it.
So here we are. Lily, you special victim, you.
Certainly got the call. If the powers that be get their way, we will not be around for much longer. So what I'm doing on this other channel is I'm promoting cultural values. I'm promoting like Euro-American values, and I'm trying to take everything that I've learned in politics and actually put it towards something that can help the country. I think at this point we're all somewhat black-pilled. Like there's a global cabal that runs everything. There are powers that be, shadowy creatures that we now know who they are.
So now, there we go. I said, what's she gonna do? She said she ain't doing the black stuff no more. Now she's going to do white culture, her cultural stuff. Like what? She said, like living in caves and hunching on dogs. What the hell you gonna be talking about, Lily? White cultural stuff.
There you go. Talk about British cuisine, huh? Eating Fidgy Wiggets and Scrabble.
and tea and crumpets and all that.
Yeah, talk about marrying your cousin. All right. And yeah, incest. We all talking about.
Come on now. Come on. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Talk about those dark corners. We talk about our dark corners. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Talk about yours. I've seen the internets. Shout out to Soft White Underbelly. The only examples I have seen of raging incest was white folks. I seen it on the internet, and I had the absolute displeasure of seeing it in my own hometown. It seemed like a joke. Yeah. Growing up, man, this might be for the Patreon. Yeah. We just seen it. Yeah, just seen it.
Wickedness. What you got, Emily?
Yeah, it's definitely a part of their culture. But she can't come up here and talk about music because we've created all the genres of music. White music. You can't come up here and talk about the food because y'all don't even season your food. So what are you going to be talking about? That's cultural. But yeah, it's like with the incest stuff and all that. That is definitely the practice that you guys have done for centuries, so yeah, like I would love to see and hear what her Euro white culture is, because we are the culture of America. So
I'm interested to hear too. Yeah, like what parts of there you go. They got culture. I want to know what parts of y'all culture y'all gonna bring to light.
You're gonna be lying. Literally she gonna be over there talking about how white folks built the pyramids in Egypt. She gonna be showing y'all pictures. Look, there was white folks in the desert in that hot sun with no tanning lotion,
no sunscreen.
White folks in the desert, white people with no melanin building pyramids in the hot sun. Yeah,
on top of pyramids with ancient sun rays beating on them. Man, they would have been fried to a fricassee.
Doing on this other channel is I'm promoting cultural values. I'm promoting like Euro-American values, and I'm trying to take everything that I've learned in politics and actually put it towards something that can help the country. I think at this point we're all somewhat black-pilled. Like there's a global cabal that runs everything. There are powers that be, shadowy creatures that we now know who they are, that control the system. They control the tech. They control Silicon Valley. They control our politicians through all these different methods, and this is just the facts. And there's really not a lot we can do about that. We can try to infiltrate the institutions. We can try to gain institutional power, and that's what I suggest any young man do. And we can support creators who are out here discussing this. There has been a great awakening in the past year, the past 2 years. People know the genie's out of the bottle. The game is up. We know. We're on to you. We know who you are. We know what you're doing, and we know what you want from our country. And there's no stopping that awakening.
And here we go. At this point, Lily ain't doing nothing but passing the baton. This is like a relay race. They will always do. You ain't gonna be able to stop one of these Lilies from popping up. It's always going to happen. You just got to shut them down at this point because unless they want to come and actually talk to people, pull up on some of these shows and have the debates, but y'all can't. You're reading off a damn teleprompter. You can't do nothing on the live show. These people do pre-recorded content when they read off damn teleprompters like news reporters. Get the hell out my face. Come up here live and let me know what's on your mind, you idiot.
Nothing. Same thing with Pearly, like you said. Pearly was over there, I think, with the brother Fatty and them, and they had a topic. And I believe we showed it. She just was saying what she wanted to say. Because like you said, they cannot come up here and have add genuinely to the conversation. What's on my paper? What did Brad tell me to say? And if it ain't there, they got absolutely nothing. I love that for them. Not a genuine thought. And like you said, they can't come up here and have a debate conversation, Mr. X. They got talking points. They got to say what they got to say and scram. They are not in any position to defend anything they say.
Yeah, or anything that you would say, any pushback that they have, because that's not scripted, because they don't know what you're going to say. So they're only going to have things prepared for their talking points only. And you're right. They just run off, they just crash out. They tap out at the end. So that's just kind of what they do. But I would encourage her, do some research and really get the real stats of all the things that you're talking about and come up and have a real debate with somebody who, can challenge you on your views. So that's what I would encourage her to do. If you have so much to say and you have so much to say about your culture and all the great things, and we're so horrible, come with some real stats and have a real conversation.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, somebody need to create one of these. It's going to come. Somebody going to come and monetize off of all this madness. All right, one of these Joe Rogans or somebody, they're going to see these spaces and they're going to create their own little debate channels and stuff. And they're going to say, tonight we got Lilly and, Tariq Nasheed or something, right? And they're going to have these big blockbuster style shows. That's going to be the future. Watch.
I can see that. I ain't mad at it either, huh? There you go. Shout out to the big dogs, Joe Rogan. They were there on that Rumble. Yeah, it's only a couple folks getting to a bag on Rumble. Him, and him.
And I think too, whenever they get demonetized and stuff, don't people, like a lot of people go on to Twitch and then they have their debates and they set up their little channels on Twitch. I heard that there's a lot of racist people that are on Twitch and they have their little community where they talk about all that kind of wild stuff. So go over there with all that, don't do it here because you're going to get called out every single time.
There you go. I don't believe in censoring folks. However, go to those rooms where this rhetoric is welcome. Yeah, go and have your little powwows with your hateful friends. That's fine. However, we don't want to hear you hate.
That part. And I would say, I see y'all say Jubilee. I'm saying this is going to be set up like a real sport. There's going to be rounds and judges and knockouts, rage quits, all that if you can't handle the heat. So somebody going to come up with something. It's going to be interesting, much more interesting than Jubilee. I'll tell you that.
See, I can see that. You're going to throw Joe Rogan in the middle of it. Like you said, they're going to be sitting there and have a point system.
They done turn power slap into they done turn ninjas slapping each other into the face into something very interesting. I'm trying to tell you.
It's not very interesting. That's CTE. Yeah, shoot, man. That power slapping stuff is from the that you're not proving any type of physical toughness. That's terrible. I ain't about to stand. You ain't about to just slap the soul out of me. That's exactly what Joe Rogan gonna do.
Here. Don't let Mr. Walker lie to y'all. About 15, 20 years ago, Mr. Walker he'd have been trying to find out where the next power slap. Listen, I ain't gonna never have to get slapped because I'm always gonna go first and I'm always knock people out. I can hear him now. Listen.
Like
a young Mr. Walker.
10 years ago, he said it. That's old. I'm wiser today.
Nonetheless, here we are. Like I said, we will be bringing the panel up here shortly. We're going to get through this.
So what I can do, I can't change politics. I'm never going to run for office. I don't think women belong in politics. This is as close to the sun as I shall fly when it comes to politics. So I just got a notification on my computer. So I can't do much in the political scene. I did my part. I've got not gonna lie. I did a good part in the cultural awakening. I helped to break that glass.
And that's the thing. Was she really political? Or was she raised? You are racist. You want, because they trying to act like they're political. What's political about coming up here like this? What's your political stance?
Extreme. Here we go. I'm happy she said that. This is their extreme politics. Yeah, this is I would have to imagine these extremists out here talking like this, talking about blackface, and she is such a coward. She didn't even do blackface, Ebony. She did brown face.
Yeah.
Like blackface, like it would look wild. You can still see her skin tone. She's a coward. She didn't even want to go full tilt with it. You should have came up here with charcoal black and did your lips white and everything. But yeah, she did this as an out. I can see her saying, "Oh, I just put on too much bronzer. That's all." No, you a coward, Lily. Lily the coward. That's why you got demonetized, you witch.
Yeah, and like you guys said, nothing about what she was saying was political. It was all her opinion on what she thought of Black people. That has nothing to do with politics. She wasn't talking about any laws or anything. If anything, she was doing things, that were describing like things that went on in the Jim Crow era, because people were in blackface during that time. And, all the bills got passed and stuff because of Jim Crow and all that. So yeah, she needs to stop with all the politics, because you weren't doing anything political. It was all racial. So
yeah. And like you said, the problem with people like Lily is they come up here and their perspective is Black people bad, white people good. Y'all commit the crimes. We do nothing wrong. They like white people perfect. We are not in prison. We commit no crimes. We are not on welfare, right? This is what they want y'all to believe, but it's not true.
There you go. And not true at all.
Ceiling of cancel culture and of stigmatized speech and a political correctness. And that's what I wanted to do. I came in like a firebrand and I destroyed it. Okay. I've enjoyed politics to its max. I've debated Piers Morgan about racial slurs on national, international television. All right. I went nuclear viral for using a racial slur. I accrued a platform. I've talked all about politics. I've enjoyed talking about politics. I've enjoyed talking about the issues that have befallen our country. But there's two sides of me. I don't just want to rant about, crime statistics, because they will always be with us. Until we can fix this problem, that will always be with us. But what we can change is we can change our culture one person at a time. And that's what the girls are for. That's what the girls can help do. We can help impact the culture. We're not going to run for office. We're not going to be politicians. We're not going to be the next Uncle H. But we can help influence culture, fashion, art, literature, architecture, style.
Huh.
You a lie, and the truth ain't in you.
What? Fashion? What? Art? Food? Like, y'all don't season y'all food. Fashion? Y'all dress like damn Harry Potter in them. What we talking about?
I see, here we go. Now I'm triggered, Evan. Talk about fashion. Let's stop. Like, I don't even want to hear what she gonna say. Italian made suits. Where did Italy get their fabrics? Where did Italy get the crocodile, material? Ain't no damn crocodiles in Italy. You see what I'm saying? All these leathers. No, stop. There is no culture without this him. That's a fact, Jack. Stop. Again, I'm waiting. I want to know, and I'm intrigued. I want to know what the culture is. Shout out to my buddy Bill. Most times I hear, proud European folks talking about their culture. It tends to revolve around winning a war or, some kind of war or murder.
yeah, and even if she wants to talk about European fashion, the Moors from Africa were the ones who came up to Europe and brought all the fashion, all the fabrics and all that stuff. So all the Italian fashion and all that, it would be nothing without the Moors coming into that continent and giving them the game. So let's just be very clear. And you're talking about the food and all that. we make everything pop, because if it wasn't, first of all, we were the ones cooking for you guys even during slavery and thereafter, and y'all couldn't cook, and you can make some bomb Rice Krispie treats though, and I'll give you that, and some whatever with mayonnaise, y'all make that pop. But anything else, no, we got this. We are the culture. We are the culture of this country.
Talk about the Moors, Ebony, and that's where they get the term the Gators, the Maury Gators. That was because the Moors bought this material to Italy, to be made into shoes. See, that's what I want to know. They're gonna talk about their culture. We are baked into y'all culture and history like a mother sucker. Hopefully, you let that be known, Lilly.
Well, I was gonna say, Lilly, we came and got y'all out the mountain. All right, let's be clear, Lilly. We came and saved y'all out the mountains. Y'all had no toilet paper. Y'all was using y'all hands as toilet paper. Y'all were living with the animals in the house. Y'all didn't know that the animals had to be outside, and cleanliness and hygiene. We taught y'all that, Becky. Show some respect.
It is not normal to wake up and your dog done had his way with you. That's not okay. Put him outside. Let him lick on himself. He shouldn't be licking on you, Lilly. We call that egregious over here.
Right. And you guys are right with the bathing. We went up and taught you guys how to bathe, and even how to eat properly, how to spread your food out into 3 different meals, and how to have the smaller portion of the meat and have your vegetables and your fruits and everything all together. Y'all didn't even know how to set up a meal before we pulled up to Europe. So let's be clear. We taught you guys everything.
Let's see if she tell us some truth about her culture.
And that's what the girls are for. That's what the girls can help do. We can help impact the culture. We're not going to run for office. We're not going to be politicians. We're not going to be the next Uncle H. But we can help influence culture, fashion, art, literature, architecture, style, and society at the micro level. So that's what I want to try to do over on my other channel, is affect people where it can actually have an impact. If people start taking pride in themselves and who they are, taking pride in how they dress, taking pride in the homes that they make for themselves, taking pride in...
Now she backpedaling. Now you are all state defensive back. Now you Deion Sanders. Now she on the back pedal. Yeah, I'm done talking about blacks. Let's talk about good white folk stuff. Let's talk about fashion. Yeah. Let's see if YouTube will let me back on the platform if I start talking nice. And then once they let me back in the hen house, I'm eating the hens. All right, no, Becky, you're done, son.
It's over. Accept it. Accountability, Lilly. Eat it. Let it flow through you. You came up here and you acknowledged your mistake. You said, I made a mistake. I didn't think this through. I effed up. Own it. See you never.
Their heritage. That's what I hope to achieve on my channel. So if you want to go over there and support, I know my members on my members only club here, you guys got nuked. Okay, we all got nuked. It's over. Okay, we're cooked. But I do have my membership set up on that other page. So if you want to, go to Club Gaddis over on YouTube as well. I've got memberships up there. And it should be a good time. We'll be back in business. And like I say, it's not going to be the same content because I feel like I've been there, done.
So there you go. This must have been a backup page she already had ready. So I seen Mr. Gino say he going to flag it. I'm sure there's going to be people flagging it. That's all. YouTube ain't aware of it. Y'all flag it. They probably going to take it down.
There you go. Unless she changed her tone. Huh? She said she going to start talking about regular stuff. You know, she going to start doing maybe food reviews. Start talking about anime and cartoons and comic books. There you go.
Maybe too late, though. Once you nuked, you nuked. All right. That is in the bylaws. If they kick you off the platform, you're not allowed to, monetize another channel. It's over. Good. No shout out to Tommy Sotomayor and all these guys that are facing this stuff right now as we speak. Like they can try to make channels. They might last for a few weeks or months, or some people can just be Obsidian. Shout out to that brother. I see a lot of y'all people who've been. But then you get people like Pearly, right? Pearly was kicked off the platform for 2 years. Then they let her back on. Shout out to brother Rizza Islam. They just gave Rizza Islam his channel back after a couple years, after all the C19 stuff. They gave him his channel back. So right now, YouTube is slowly giving people channels back that they took them away from. And you get people like Tommy and, F and F, but some people, they just ain't coming back. They're like, nah, y'all stay away. So they picking and choosing who they want to let back on the platform right now.
Interesting. Don't want to know nothing about it. Very interesting. Yeah. Now I want to stay away from. That's why we call it the gun line. Stay away from the gun line. Don't find out how that go. No, thank you.
Right. And as they're trying to get monetized again, we're still learning about ourselves. We know where we come from, and we know what we've done for this country, and we know what we bring to the table. So there's nothing that you can say, Lilly, Tommy, all these other people, Fresh and Fit and all that. We know who we are, and we're proud of who we are. And there's nothing that you can say to make us feel otherwise. So we're on to you guys. We're on to your game, and we're going to counter everything because we come with the facts too. So,
amen.
So here we are. Yeah, interesting times. That's all.
That I don't want to just rail on the same things. I want to explore other things. I want to actually change things. I came in here. I've learned a lot about politics. I've changed my mind about a lot of things. And now I want to help try to impact and change culture, like I said, from the micro level. So we're going to be looking at our heritage, society, or the way we dress, because I love clothes, despite the fact that I look like garbage right now. That's what I want to do over on that channel. So like I say, if you want to support me.
Yeah, she keeps saying heritage society. They already got that. It's called the History Channel. All right. Granted, y'all can talk about the world wars and, civil wars and maybe some slavery, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's it. Y'all time is centuries ago. That's the whole MAGA movement. Right? Y'all are forgotten in your own country, and that's unfortunate.
And that's why they so raging mad. Huh? Is it coming true that, by what's the word? By 2050, everybody gonna be mixed. We all gonna be what they call these mixed kids? Broccoli heads. They got that curly hair on top of their heads. Shout out to all these broccoli head babies, man. We all gonna be like that. I think that's justice. And now then racism gonna die away. I think that's what's gonna ultimately happen, Sister Ebony Dean. That if we are fortunate as a race, we all will start to look too much like one another, just to keep hating one another. Huh? I can see that being some universal justice.
Well, here's the thing: Lily's and her people, their numbers are dwindling. So they need to figure out how to keep their white genes and stuff going, because as time goes on, with all the minorities and things in the country, their numbers are going down. And I'm not saying all white women or anything like that, by no means, because all women struggle with this, but some of them even struggle to even have babies and everything. So their numbers are going down, and they need to figure out how to preserve that, because yes, like you guys said, in the next 25, 50 years, there is going to be a whole new race. And if she wants to go off and start her own history channel, make sure that you're teaching all the stuff that they're trying to take out of the schools about slavery and all of the foul stuff that you guys did to us during that time. Talk about the things that you don't want your kids to know about the history. That's what you can start talking about.
Amen.
So.
That part. So here we are.
Appreciate you, Brother Quad. Says, if I'm not mistaken, Twitch isn't with all the open racism. Kick on other hand. I could be wrong. Also, please hit her with the Reverend X again.
Yeah, that part. And the long story short, like you said, YouTube is king. She ain't up here complaining like this for no reason. She's not a live streamer. Let's get this understood. Put some respect on the live streamers out here. All my live streamers, respect to y'all, no matter how good or bad you are, from the top of the tops of the iShowSpeed, people who got 100,000 live viewers, down to somebody with 1 viewer. Because people like this, Lilly does not live stream. Now Pearly live streams, but Lilly does not. That's not her lane, because she can't be fed the information. She can't come up with this stuff as the stream is going. She gonna look silly as hell on a live stream. Keep typing in the chat GTP and asking people questions and stuff. It ain't her lane.
up there mumbling, stumbling. Black people are in jail. That's what she would do. Just like Pearly, just start just not acknowledging your question. She got talking points and she hitting you with them. So what do you think about Caucasian cannibalism? Well, that black folks are on Snap. They just won't even acknowledge it. There is no conversation. She gonna get her jollies off and then vanish.
Yeah, because Mr. Walker, that cannibalism stuff is a thing, and all that incest stuff, that stuff has gone on for centuries in their culture. And the term MF, that came from during slavery because the slave owners were having sons have sex with their mothers in order to create offspring. So the term MF came from slavery. So if we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it all because it goes deep and it's all cultural. That's their culture,
The wicked things they did, and see, they won't acknowledge that. You know what I mean? Like that's wicked. That type of evil energy don't just go away. Making offspring mate with a parental. Come on, man.
Right. And it happened. And, we developed all sorts of, we all know now, we know that mixing all the same genes and stuff, that brings on mental disorders and stuff. We picked up all sorts of diseases from all the janky food that we were fed and everything. Even though we made it taste good, we were given the bottom of the barrel of all food, and we developed heart disease and high blood pressure and all that. That all stems from slavery, and that is why we need our reparations, because we were affected with our health. It's gone on for generations, and we need to be compensated for all of those atrocities.
Amen.
That part. So like I was saying, people like her, she don't want to go over to Twitch or Kick. They want to come here. YouTube is where it's the AdSense. They don't have to live stream. She can upload videos and they get hundreds of thousands of views. She can make good money. Don't ever have to go live and expose herself. So a lot of people, granted, that's a lane for a lot of people, but for her now, she's like, oh, what I'm going to do? Because she can't upload pre-records anywhere else and get paid for it. Not like you can over here on YouTube. So she like, it ain't even worth it. First, you got to build up a following and then it's just too much. She like, now if she can just go over there and live stream, get people to come and send money, that would be different, but that's not her lane.
There you go. It very well could be. You claim she up here spitting the truth and appealing to her audience. You should be able to go live, sister, and get all the support you need. But folks really ain't supporting. That's why I said they just left you out there to dry. Pathetic.
Right. And do you guys know if she's like married or has like a man of some sort? Like, who is behind her, or where was she getting these ideas from or whatever? Like, who is backing her with all of her decisions?
I'm gonna look it up. What's her last name? Lilly.
Oh, yeah, I believe she's single. I think she's like 28, I believe, and younger white woman. And like I said, she got producers. She's telling she get people to do her thumbnails and come up with the title. So somebody behind the scenes, like the rest of these folks, they just pop up.
She about to do some cooking. There she is. She said she about to do cooking. There you go. Cooking with Lilly. Cooking with Lilly. Yeah.
So she got a huge audience. I want to say her channel had nearly maybe 200K on YouTube. The big channel had about 200,000, give or take. And YouTube shut her down. And that was in less than a year. Like I said, her channel may be 10 months old. And she got a lot of traction. I'm not sure. She's probably one of these TikTokers. That's another thing. People don't just pop up out the ground like Sandman. These people have traction on other platforms that we have no clue about. So they are on TikTok or Instagram or X, right? They're on Facebook, one of these different platforms, and they blow up there. Mostly TikTok and Instagram. Those are normally it. And then they come over to YouTube and try to bring them. And YouTube's just harder to do because she can have 1 million on IG or something, which is easier to do. And YouTube it's a rough game.
I be seeing that when I be doing my doom live scrolling middle of the night and I be doing my research. I'll see a big social media person. They'll be going live and they'll have 50 people watching. Then you click and go on their page and they'll have 300,000 subscribers. Like, whoa, you know, like you said, on their TikTok and stuff, but YouTube is the gauntlet.
Yeah. And was she on TikTok or was she just on YouTube?
I believe she was on all platforms. Yeah,
Oh,
people.
okay.
Like
And
I
they
said, I haven't done any
demonetized
research.
them all.
Yeah, I've only seen her on YouTube, but I'm sure she is.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
she'll figure it out. I'm sure she's got somebody backing her. Somebody will donate money. You know how they donate money on the back end for her to get refunded or whatever.
Yep.
But the bottom line is you can't come talking that same rhetoric that you were talking before because we're going to check you every single time. And it's just against the rules of the platform. So figure it out. Get your little tuna noodle casserole recipes together for your little cooking show or cookbook, and put the Rice Krispie treats in there because that's your specialty, and move along. So
His Rice Krispie treats. I almost picked up some of them Rice Krispie treat ice cream sandwiches. I let them.
I was gonna say this: you get a lot of these people that got their own interests. So people asking who's funding her. A lot of times you get these, rich billionaires, and they're not gonna come on camera, but they find people like her and the Kirk guy, and they put their money behind them. This is what I want you to say. I can't do it, but you're gonna push this message, and I'm gonna pay you for it. And that's always been a thing. What's the dude? George Soros. He the dude that funded Black Lives Matter, right? So shout out to the Ace Metaphors where Tasha K just exposed him and said whoever the dude is funding his operation. People always got some zesty dude. So people always got somebody funding the operation.
Somebody pulling the strings.
Unfortunate. And
appreciate you, Air Force Reek. Says white women tears are so refreshing, like lemonade on a hot day. Appreciate you, Nice. Says heavy Rice Krispie mayo.
Goodness.
God,
disgusting.
Yum.
Go there, sign up for my membership. We get to hang out. I do live streams over there. It's a lot of fun. I get to talk to you guys one-on-one. We can connect on social media, all that sort of thing. Live. It's a good time. If you also want to support me on Buy Me a Coffee, it is my web.
Buy me a coffee. Lily, quit playing. Go bust that funky cuticata open. You young. You ain't got no man. Buy me a drink. Donations. Gifts. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App, my brothers. Yeah, Lily, you sound like Umar now. What you doing?
Buy me a coffee. Oh, this must be, never mind. Not a coffee. Just a coffee, Lily. Why don't you go to Starbucks? This is hilarious. All right. Hey, let's see. It's time for people to put up or shut up. Let's see if she has the supporting audience that she claims she does. Hopefully this was not all for naught, Lily. Hopefully you didn't do this brown face and dropping the N-word just for Brad Chat to be sitting back there laughing at you and not with you. Let's see. Time will tell.
Right. So now Lily, she wants a latte. Okay. So, but she did say on her on her thing that she will have live discussion. So that will be interesting. Maybe people will come up and talk to her and maybe debate her. And yeah, if anybody wants to support a latte for Lily, go ahead and follow her on that channel or whatever.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's like you say, even with the Pearl woman.
Right.
You ain't watching her no more. She goes live with her 2 million subs and got 400 people watching, with over 2 million subs on her channel, which is egregious. So people they ain't that interesting. That's why it gotta be heavily produced. When you live, you gotta bring it. And she's not interesting. These people are flat. But when you do this pre-recorded, you got the good editing and people feeding you the information, and you can stop and take cuts and research and do all this before you put the video out. It looks great. But when she up here live streaming, it's not interesting.
She can't take no curveballs. She couldn't be up on no panel with a Leon King and a Baba T and, and a wild Stephen James. They couldn't do it. Like I said, she's got to be a controlled environment. And that shows the lacklusterness of her craft.
Right. And like talk about something other than us. Like I don't know. I've watched some of Pearl's content just of what people have shown and everything, but we're always in the equation with everything. Like what else do you have to talk about besides us, you know? And then it seems like that's where they get the shock value, that's where they get the views. But why do we have to be a part of your conversation in the first place? Talk about something else, you know?
Okay. Well, she says she is. Let's see how well it goes, Ebony. She's gonna talk about her culture. We're gonna stand by and see how that goes.
Support me on Buy Me a Coffee. It is my website address or whatever on Buy Me a Coffee is buymeacoffee.com/Lilly Gaddis. So that's a good way to be able to help the cause, because it is hard when your main source of income. I just basically lost my job. Okay. And I'm not complaining. It is what it is. And frankly, if you're not demonetized on YouTube or banned on YouTube, you're probably not over the target and you're probably lying. Okay. So we're not toning it down. We're not shifting. We're not rebranding. We're just taking the fight in a direction where I can actually have an impact. Okay. Like I said, if I wanted to pursue politics, I would go into politics. I would run for office, but I have no intention of doing that. I have too much of a temper. I'd end up probably going.
And this shows you how stupid people are. So she says, if you still have an active YouTube channel, you probably lying, because all the truth tellers get kicked off the platform. No, all the idiots, all the liars get kicked off. You ain't getting kicked off for telling no truth. Some people do. Like I said, shout out to the brother Rizza Islam. He got kicked off for telling the truth. But not you. You got kicked off for violating the terms for lying up here with the racist stuff. It had nothing to do with truth. Y'all need to stop that.
Ain't gonna stop. Can't. There you go. Is this white sign language? Y'all ain't keeping it real enough. That's what she said. All y'all other channels that have not been demonetized, y'all ain't keeping it real enough. Shout out to Jay Prince. Y'all gotta keep it real and get demonetized and suffer and complain. And then make a web page called Buy Me a Coffee. That's when you know you're keeping it real, when you're going through the real struggle. Shut up, Lilly.
And the audience eats that stuff up too. The people are like, yeah, you a real one. Yeah, the rest of these people are fake. They're not truth tellers. It builds up. You get that crazy right side. This is what people with the pitchforks, the January 6th people. This is what you get, Ebony.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And with Lilly, okay, she's talking about how was demonetized. We were demonetized for centuries, not getting paid for all the work we did for this country. We don't care at all about what you're going through. We went through it for centuries and still, you know, for the most part, still kind of going through it to this day. So we don't care, Lilly. We don't. We have our own struggles with our own problems. Figure that shit out. Excuse me. Figure it out, because we had to. So,
man, that part. Still figuring it out.
When your main source of income, I just basically lost my job. Okay. And I'm not complaining. It is what it is. And frankly, if you're not demonetized on YouTube or banned on YouTube, you're probably not over the target and you're probably lying. Okay. So we're not toning it down. We're not shifting. We're not rebranding. We're just taking the fight in a direction where I can actually have an impact. Okay. Like I said, if I wanted to pursue politics, I would go into politics. I would run for office, but I have no intention of doing that. I have too much of a temper. I'd end up probably going to jail. Can you imagine me on a debate stage with these people? I would lose my temper. I have too much of a temper for that. So I want to tap into more of my feminine side. I want to tap into more of other things that interest me. And I want to take the political cause and bring it to the culture. I can't change politics, but I can change culture. I can inspire people to be better. I can inspire unity amongst us. And you know what I mean by us. And that's what I want to do. And that's where you can find me, Club Gaddis, or at Buy Me a Coffee. So anyway, little rant, little ad.
I'm still trying to figure out the culture. She keeps saying it. Like, what y'all got? Like the X Games? You can do X Games, snowboarding, all right, that type stuff, BMX. You know, y'all do that. We do it better, though. Shout out to the very few Black people that get into skateboarding and bike riding, and the cream of the crop. All right. If more of us did it, baseball and all this stuff, we would take over. We need to start diversifying our children. You might have the next Tony Hawk in your house and you playing with it.
I've been, Mr. X, stop playing, brother. I've been thinking about it. Yeah. You know, I've been trying to push my kids towards, you know, less stereotypical sports, you know, like football and basketball. Try a little soccer. Gotta be careful with soccer because of the concussions. But baseball, there you go. Little baseball. Get to that bag, son. I at one time fancied myself a snowboarder. Yeah, I was gonna be the next black snowboard Tony Hawk. I don't know any black snowboarders, but heck yeah, I like that. Yeah, dare to be different, brothers. Get into these sports. Yeah, snowboarding, that'd be dope. That was one of my loves. Too old
I
for
would
it now.
say, I'll say they are out there. I'll let you go. If y'all ever watch like the X Games and stuff, you'll see. You like, man, that's a brother, and he in first place every time. Any one of these sports, you're gonna see at least one brother excelling at it.
Yeah, and here's the thing: we've dominated every single sport, and right now, parents and stuff, get your kids involved with golf because there are a lot of golf scholarships available, especially for our Black children and everything. Get your kids involved. Not everything has to be basketball, football, and baseball. And let's remember, you guys, whenever baseball was an all-white sport and we had our Negro leagues and everything, people weren't pulling up to those white games. They were pulling up to the Negro leagues, and they knew that people were coming to see them. That's how we got integrated into the major leagues. It wasn't because of we didn't have the talent. We had all the talent, and to this day we are the culture in the sports. We may not have the money that backs it, but we are the talent. And if you take us away, there will be no more football and baseball. That shit will be just dried up. So we dominate everything that we do: music, sports, entertainment, everything. So yeah, just look into it, guys.
I see y'all talk about STEM. Yeah, all that stuff, definitely. Yeah, it ain't just sports. Definitely education need to be on the forefront, but just, for the conversation. But yeah, for sure, we need to tackle all parts of it.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm really feeling these other sports, baseball, especially golf. I hate the fact that seems like we dominate the sports that are most detrimental to our bodies. That's why I fell out of love with football and even basketball. It doesn't make sense to me that on any given play, athletic specimens can push their bodies to failure. Any play, we see it. Freaking that speed freak Tyreek Hill from Miami running and twist up a little bit, break his leg. That's not okay. But if you're out there playing golf, tennis, baseball, it's only so much that can respect. I'm not taking away from those sports and the skills that it take, but it's only so many ways you can break your body. Football will take you completely out of here, as we've seen. Yeah, I want us to start doing more safe sports.
Right. And don't forget about martial arts too, because we were big with martial arts. We're the ones who made Bruce Lee popular because we were the ones going to watch his movies and everything. And then he started his school in the Bay Area, and then I think in Seattle too. He's buried out here, by the way, too. So we need to get involved in that. Not only is that self-defense, but we put these people on and we made things pop. And shout out to Bruce Lee because he understood our culture, and he understood that we were his audience and embraced us, and we embraced him, and shout out to him for bringing martial arts to the hood. So,
well, one thing I'll say is a lot of this stuff is gate kept. So they are gatekeepers with all this stuff. So it starts with the parents and us. We got to get involved in it. Yeah, ain't no way you ain't going to be able to sign your kid up for something and expect somebody else to make them great. No. Anytime somebody's great, it starts with the parents. Look at Tiger Woods. Look at Sierra and Serena Williams, the Williams sisters. They daddy. It's always Michael Jackson and them. They daddy, right? So we have to be involved and be knowledgeable about what our kids is involved with. If it's outside of basketball and football, granted. But if you get into these different sports that are gate kept by different cultures, we got to be able to teach our babies so they can go in there and just dominate. We can't expect people to say, teach my kid how to be better than y'all kids.
Right.
That's why I've got my son into target shooting. That's something I'm into. I'm into the firearms culture and just learning to be a father with my oldest son. I say, you know what? Walking it like I talk. I'm going to find something that you can get into that can serve you as a man down the line. Make him a little marksman. And you're right, and I think about that, Mr. X, Tiger Woods, and how he tortured his son, because he tortured little Tiger. And I'm like, you know what? And as you know, being a loving parent, I'm like, I gotta instill some stress on this boy too, so he be out there doing his thing. And that's it. You got to be there. And again, it's a mind F, because I'll be out there with my son, and people always, it's not normal to see, and some of these, especially at a range, to see a black man with his black son, and I'm standing back. I ain't doing nothing. He doing all the practicing, and those dudes be standing back there like, what you doing? Like, it's weird, but there you go. We must be involved in our kids' activities. That builds them. They want to make us proud of them. If we ain't present, it kills some of their motivation.
Even with the STEM and all of that, the robotics, AI, software development, all this stuff that they can get into, but we got to be knowledgeable. We got to reinforce, because the kids can go here and not be reinforced, and they can be getting discouraged by the instructors and the other students, right? They feel like, oh, I don't belong here. So we always got to be knowledgeable so we can take this stuff home, continue the instruction, and but we can't expect them to teach our kids to be great. They won't do it.
Right. Yeah, you're right about that. And if you're not very knowledgeable, if your child is interested in something, pay somebody to teach your child how to be great. You get involved, you learn the stuff too, so you can reinforce it at home. Because after all, you guys think about it, all the greats, Michael, and I'm not saying just I could talk about entertainers and everything, but they're all backed by fathers. Michael Jackson had Joe Jackson. Beyonce had Matthew. All of the greats were backed by strong Black fathers, in our culture and stuff. And some may say that some were hard on the others, but they all genuinely
even the baseball, even the great even Ken Griffey and the Barry Bonds, they daddy, Willie Mays and them, they daddies was famous baseball players, right? Steph Curry's and some of these people, greatness is trickled down. A lot of their fathers be involved.
Right.
It's a must. Yeah, cannot deny the presence of fathers is evident. Yeah, only as of lately in our culture we think fathers aren't needed, and we see the outcome. Dang it.
Right. Yeah, you're right about that. And Black fathers, they are involved regardless of whatever statistic Lilly tries to throw out there. We can debunk that too, because we're all we're products of it, and we see it in our culture. So
that part. So here we are. Like I said, we're about to drop the link. We're going to bring y'all up here.
Doing an ad for moi, pour moi. But that's the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Also, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I had a very chill Thanksgiving. People seem to think it was really sad, but I had a Thanksgiving with me and my son. My mom was out of town. She went down to Georgia to be with her sister, she's not married or anything, so it's just her. So she went down there to be with her sister. My other brothers are in Florida, and then my youngest brother.
What did she say here?
Doing an ad for moi, pour moi. But that's the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Also, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I had a very chill Thanksgiving. People seem to think it was really sad, but I had a Thanksgiving with me and my son. My mom was out of town. She went down to Georgia to be with her sister, she's not married or anything, so it's just her. So
there you go.
Went down there.
You let them talk long enough. Like you said, we only know this woman's surface level. The couple videos done very little in depth. Obviously, we'll find out more as time goes on. But Lilly, a baby mama, I don't see a ring on her finger. So she ain't never spoke of a man in any video. So she's a baby mama. As far as we know, or not. She can be baiting us with that. Who knows? But it seems to be a baby mama.
Something is here. She said she spent whatever thing Turkey Day with her son, and she states that folks seem to think that was sad or depressing or something. Yeah, so I don't think there's a man present, and she gets no grace. Grace is reserved for the humble. You ain't humble. So let us find out you out here a proud single baby mom by choice. Yeah, go ahead. Let us find out if you want to.
Yeah, and this is why it's so important, us as parents and everybody out there is
go find out she got a biracial baby. That'd be wicked.
Oh yeah, that would be the ultimate twist. But we send our kids to these schools And there are other Lillys out there that have sons. And imagine, you know, your child going to school with her son or somebody like her son that has that rhetoric. And this is what we have to send our kids to school with. So it's important that we build their self-esteem up. We teach them about the real world. We teach them the real about their history. And not everything is going to be nice. We're not all equal. That's just the facts. And we have to teach our kids that. We can teach them to be great individuals, but we also have to teach them what the world thinks about them and teach them who they actually are. Because this is scary. And just thinking about, she has a kid and we have kids that are in school, and this is what we have to send our kids to. So
knowledge yourself. They're gonna write, Sister Ebony. We talked about that, I think, during last Truth Over Last. Knowledge yourself is one of the first, is the first thing we need to instill in our children. Let them know who they are. So when they out amongst their wonky ass peers, they're not swayed one way or another because they know who they are. So you can't tell me who I am. Appreciate you, Tony Golden. Says her baby daddy an Arab allegedly. Okay, interesting. Shout out to the SBC Carpetfoot Horse, Truth Over Lies journalist.
Okay, so not a whole ninja, just a sand ninja, as they say.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Appreciate you, Julius. Says the Globetrotters beat the NBA champions twice. That's how the NBA became integrated. They needed us to save their league. Come on, you darkies. Show us how you jump and dunk.
So here we are. Okay, we got some developments.
To be with her sister. My other brothers are in Florida, and then my youngest brother has a new girlfriend, so he went to spend the holiday with her. So it was me, Nelson, and the dog, and then we went over to a friend's house afterwards. But anyway, you know, that is how it is on Thanksgivings. Like, if you don't have the perfect nuclear family, why even bother? I think this is why I kind of have an aversion to holidays, because, like, I don't know. It's just not the same vibe. Sorry, it's not the same vibe. Okay, so kudos to those who have the perfect nuclear family. Keep it up. By all means, keep it up. Keep your family together. And if not, you can find alternative ways of doing holidays and Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter and all of this and still have fun. But anyway, that's my little spiel. It was all over the place. I apologize for that. But like I said, this is the video for today. I'll continue posting on here, political stuff as well. But like I said, don't expect the channel to last much longer. I have no means of funding this channel at this point. So I'm just going to put out... I'm going to put out content on this channel until we are gone. But unless they decide to nuke me from planet Earth, I will be over on Club Gaddis discussing a lot more different things than I do here. And in the meantime, continue to expect more of the same, because...
Just like anybody else. So once you're done, they go come over to Club Gaddis, and yeah, before it's all said and done, you're going to have to meet Lilly on Fans Only, when you got to go over there and see them chipped ham cuda lips. All right. That's the only place you're going to find her, busting that thing open.
Hey,
shout out to Cynthia G. All these people get nuked. They ain't been back since. YouTube don't mess around once you cross the gun line.
I think she already halfway there. I showed you that picture. She up here, got her, you know what I'm saying? Look, all that flesh out. It's only a matter of time before she's like, hey guys, hey, gonna do some exclusive cooking content. Click the link, support me, buy me a coffee.
I think that's what Tommy Sotomayor had to do, because I think after he got demonetized, he had a little ashy OnlyFans for a while. So I don't know who subscribed, but I think that might be her next route.
There you go. See, I heard OnlyFans was not supposed to be perverted the way it is. Huh? Sorry to Mr. Walker OnlyFans. Hit the link. That's so crazy.
That's wicked. That's wicked.
Huh? We're going to talk about, educational stuff.
Yeah. So keep an eye out. Lilly, OF is coming.
That's awesome.
There is always another crime to discuss, and there is always a black misbehaving.
What you said, and this is what spurred me to send you that message today to come on, is you talked about how, okay, I've got a sole source of income, and now it's basically, it's essentially being threatened. I mean, it's potentially been completely removed. I'm not saying this is the end of Lilly Gaddis. You can decide that for yourself. But I think that that's what people don't understand. It's like when you engage on these cancel culture runs, when you engage in these censorship brigades, I mean, that's what you're doing. You are trying to harm people financially. I mean, that's ultimately what you're trying to do here.
Yeah. Especially people who don't have the option to get another job. Like if you get fired for whatever reason, you're always late for work, you can go get another job. You and I, like, there's no job that we could go and get, especially me. I think you've managed to, I don't know, you're probably cooked too.
What? Not quite yet. We'll see.
Not quite yet.
I'm trying to be a good boy.
I ran all of the offensive things. I think I had a list of things you have to do, and I speed ran that so that there's nothing else.
So what do you do? I mean,
and you got to be careful of that as well, because a lot of these people are agents of chaos. Misery loves company. So be careful bringing these folks on your channel when they kicked off of YouTube. That's why she like, look, they probably got you too. He said, not yet. Well, she like, yeah, you keep hanging out with me, you're going to be on their radar. So it's like, yeah, be careful of some of these folks because they don't care. They would love to see you in the same boat with them, the misery boat.
And this is that privilege. She said, I can't do anything else. You know I can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can always do something else. Walmart stay hiring. Like, go stock a shelf. What are y'all talking about? It's you, your kid, and your dog. A little Wally World job can definitely help you. I'm pretty sure you ain't dragging your knuckles as of yet. What's wrong with y'all? Go get a day job. She shan't not.
But you know what, you guys, probably after everything that was exposed online, who is going to hire her if she has all that racist rhetoric at certain companies? They can't have their employees be a part of that. So maybe she did kind of blow it for her employment, because employees check your social media. They see what type of time you're on because you're going to be connected to that specific company. So she could have blown her opportunities.
No, you're right. I didn't see that part. You're right. 100%.
And that's me and Mr. Walker talk about this stuff is like I said, as us. And we don't even come up here and act like Lilly, but nonetheless, we done made our peace that we ain't no more good for the work environment. All right. And that's fine. But once you cross over a certain gun line up here, yeah, you ain't going back W-2.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
At least not with any security.
There you go. Not any, decent paying job, because this gonna have an effect, and good for you. Good. I know. Again, she looking for some type of sympathy. No, you begged for this when you jumped off the porch with your brown face and your N-word. That was you being all in. Enjoy it. Enjoy your choice.
But you know who is probably hiring is Trey Taylor. She can go guard that little lake that they were fishing at. She can get hired over there. They will hire her.
Lock them up. Lock G Honda up.
That part. So here we go. I'm gonna let this keep going. I'll get you fellas in.
I don't know. You don't have to give away, all the private information here, but I just think it's kind of lost in translation when we talk about censorship and cancel culture. I think it's lost in translation that, you're basically, especially, I mean, in this economy, but seriously, it's like you're telling these people they're not allowed to make a living. That's really what you're telling them, is because you don't like what they're saying or you don't like their genre of content, that you're not allowed. Lilly Gaddis, you are not allowed to make a living. That's what they're saying to you.
Yeah. Well, there's a pipeline of cancellation. They're going to smear your name. If that doesn't work, which doesn't really work anymore because people have woken up, then you go on and you make platforms off the mainstream ones. Well, they'll try to get you banned off of those. If they can't do that, then they'll cut off all your forms of income. After that, then what's next? Lawfare, like everybody's getting sued. Elijah Schaffer's getting sued for $5 million for insinuating a joke. And then after that, it's, they'll try to jail you or they'll try to assassinate you, which is what we're seeing with Candace Owens. So, I mean, it's a dangerous pipeline. And I think the people that play into it, like the mass reporters and these people that have no lives and they want to sit back and like you were saying, dox you, sell your information, all that. You don't realize what you're actually doing, but I think they actually do realize it. I think we're dealing with truly just evil people here. They're not, it's not just like, well, I didn't mean anything by it. No, they know what they're doing. We're dealing with evil people and they hate the truth.
I do think there's some people that know what they're doing. I think others are just.
Think about, look at this. These are the evil people that lie. These are the evil liars telling people that everybody else are the evil liars. Here, we got a point in history where there's a clear line in the sand, and you got the idiots, and then you got the not idiots. And the most people on the damn idiot side, if you believe these ain't evil liars, if you're gonna sit here and be like, y'all right, y'all are righteous truth tellers.
Absolutely not. Not at all. Just up here babbling. Hateful babble is what I refer to it as. Welcome in, Brother Stephen James, G Honda, Baba T. Welcome in, fellas.
What you got, Baba T? Welcome up, brother.
Good evening, my beautiful people.
Going on?
Hey, Miss Ebony Dean. I didn't speak to you last time, but how you doing?
Hi, hey, Baba T.
Wow. You know, I got a kick out the first show. It was wild, man. It was wild, man. You know, it's just something. You know, you have to understand that the only way she can do what she's doing is because she's allowed to do it. When you look at this political arena, always when it deals to us, right or left, it doesn't matter when it comes to us. They do what they want to do. You know, and we have people that can call this mess out, but they don't. You know, they just sit back and say, oh, well, and you know, she's going to be all right because her new channel, what is her new channel? European American, right? So
Yep.
she gonna have nothing but dealing with white folks, dealing with European American. And what's European American? She just going on the flip side. That's all. And they're gonna promote her on that. You know, it's just a con game, another con game. I tell people they've been doing blackface for years on us, and we don't get in their ass like we should get in their ass. You know, and if we don't do it like that, that's why they keep doing it. So. I mean, it's pretty wild. Now you got a man and a woman, and both of them sitting on the same side. Well, that's how they work. Don't they work in politics the same way? When it comes toward us, whatever side it is, they gonna hit us the slow way, or they gonna hit us the fast way. But either way, we gonna get hit. Kind of like immigration. Everybody's mad at black folks about these folks getting deported. What we got to do with that? And this is what they do. They play that image, the media, and they just give us like it's supposed to be on our conscience to help these people. Oh, we feel so sorry for them. Man, deport their ass up out of here. Okay, I'm gonna call ICE if I see you. All right. So, and it's a mess. And we just refuse to get it. And you know, when she started talking about fashion and everything, you have to admit at this day and age, they do influence our fashion because our kids look like them sloppy white boys, don't they? Their hair ain't made, the clothes look all in disarray. They come out the house looking like bums. Well, that's how them little white kids look, don't they? Their hair ain't made. They come out the house looking like bums, clothes on their hands. And you look at fashion, right? Where do you get these capri pants? You know what capri pants are, Ebony, right?
Yeah,
those are the short pants that women wore with their high heels, okay? And the form-fitting jacket. You know what that is, right? The tight jacket that insinuated a woman's upper beauty.
Yes.
Well, they got men wearing this, and this is made by European gay designers, okay? And where you think LeBron and them man person all that came from? So they're telling us this is fashion, and we wearing it. You know, if you all know about fashion, black men were the most, you know, coolest brothers dressing. You know, when I wear my suits, I got my shoes that match my suit. None of this brown crap. Where you get that crap from? And we always wore pants with pleats, not flat front pants. White boys wear flat front pants. We wore, because we so cool like that, baby. And now you look at it, we dress just like them. The shoes, everything the same. So when she started talking about their culture, she talking about their culture and how their influence on us had made us crazy. You know, look at it. Even when you look at the masculinity and you look at the femininity, the feminist movement, You know what I'm saying? That's their
Hey,
stuff.
hey, Uncle Baba T, did you ever wear those platform shoes in the 60s?
Yeah, I wore platform shoes.
Yeah,
And my wide leg bell bottoms and my wide shirt and everything going over my leather jacket with the wide collar.
Yeah. Did you have a fish? Did you have a fish in your shoes?
No, it ain't no fish tank, man. That's on the Huggy Bear.
Well, listen, we appreciate it. I'm gonna bring the mic back to you. I'm gonna get G Honda in. What you got, G Honda?
Oh no, salute Gavin Walker, man. Salute to the panel, man. What's good with y'all? Nah, man, I ain't gonna give this lady no pass. I mean, not to give her a pass, but I mean, it's just so many other avenues she could have took. Like she could have took like the fitness avenue, the cooking avenue. I mean, just to come up here and spill continual rhetoric on Black people and Black America that, you know, spewing a whole bunch of misinformation like she did. I mean, she could have did so much. I mean, and not been in this current predicament that she is now. But like, I mean, it's just so much other stuff she could. I mean, she's a semi-decent, pretty face, you know, and it's like, you know, why, like y'all was saying, like y'all alluded to, like who's backing her? Who put the battery in her back to do this? But you know, I just thought it was so much other stuff she could have did. That's all.
And here's
I
the
got.
question. I'll throw a question around here because we talked about this last time. Where does this stand? People get into the whole freedom of speech. They are trying to take away our freedom of speech. I mean, where are we at with this? What's your take? I'll get Steven in first. I'll let you go, Ebony. What you got, Brother Steven? There you go.
Evening, panel. You guys hear me? Okay. First of all, this is nothing new. People have been like that around forever. There's nothing fantastic about this thing. But I've always noticed that really when those type of people complain about freedom of speech, they really just want to call you ninja to your face like they did in the old days and get away with it. That's all they're talking about, because they never say anything about freedom of speech against somebody who looks like them that they disagree with. It's always somebody else. And so I think somebody earlier made the point, maybe like an hour ago, what would you do if for a week you couldn't talk about any other race besides your own? What would your ratings be? It's like having a famous comedian that only has one joke. That's not talent. So, hey, it is what it is. I ain't got no smoke for her. I just, hey, you are the dirt beneath my shoes. But the danger is that younger people, they don't have the experiences that I have. They haven't done the research that I've done. In school, they're not being taught anything more than I was taught when I was in school, which is very, very little. So that's why when I see her and how boisterous she is or about her talking points, she's not going to say that around somebody who looks like my sister or my mom. She's going to stay secluded in her little glass house or whatever, or stay around them folks. She's never, ever, ever going to be that bold and Miss America and our people in Europe this and Europe that or whatever around anybody that's going to give her any kind of pushback. You'll never see it. So take it for what it is. That's it. Floor is yours.
Here we go. Listen, that was some good points. Shout out to Brother Steven. So we'll get you in, Ebony. Like you say, they talk about the whole freedom of speech. She didn't do anything. Where are you at?
Well, like I said before, they're used to be, and like Steven said, and I think G Honda even said this, they're used to being able to say whatever they want without any consequences. And I'm sorry, you can't just be saying blatant racist things. You can have your opinion, and that's fine. That's freedom of speech. But when you are talking about being racist and doing racist acts and racist things, that's just going to be checked every time. And unfortunately, that community is used to always not being checked. they're used to not having any rules apply to them, and now they get a slap on the wrist. Now the whole world is crumbling down. No, there are rules and there are guidelines that you need to follow. This is not the early 1900s where you can say whatever you want and you're not going to get any pushback. Those days are over. So,
and here we go. So we talk about freedom of speech. All right. It is a principle that supports the freedom of an individual or community to articulate their opinions and ideas without fear or retaliation, censorship, or legal sanction. So if you want to come up here, go ahead, Gianna, what you got?
No, I wanted to ask, like, because of course on here on this platform we got, trigger words and such and things that, I myself try to be mindful, as I go live or whatever, but like, is there an actual guideline? I know you know better than me, but is there actual guideline of words to what to say and what not to say? Because I have yet to come across it.
Well,
Yes.
yes, there.
YouTube. Well, that's where it all comes into effect. So when we talk about freedom of speech, it's going to vary. You can say whatever you want in your house, or if you create your own platform, but when you come on YouTube, you sign the conditions, the terms and policies. You sign all that stuff when you enter into the partner program. And there's rules. You can Google it. There's all types of regulations up here that you got to follow. Do any little thing, you get kicked, start showing kids or whatever it is. It could be stuff, even if you don't know, like Mr. Walker said, it's not an excuse. It's for us to read up on it, but like I said, it's a lot to read up on, but it's still not an excuse.
There you go. Like little small things, like, Gavin X pointed out, like, you want to be weary of having any kind of curse word within, the first, whatever 15, 20 seconds of your video, because certain things automatically just trigger the bots. So there, yes, you got to read through them and see, because if you don't know when you're close to the gun line, you end up stepping on the gun line, but got to read.
And yeah, like you said, that's two different things. We talking about demonetizing. There are so many variables. You talking about getting kicked off the platform, like somebody like Lilly, like she done crossed the gun line. But as far as like video monetization and stuff like that, that's when you get to the profanity. So there's a lot of different. You just got to read up on all of it. The best is just not use it. Stay away from the gun lines, man. It's pretty much common sense. Don't be up here, pulling out firearms and drinking alcohol and, showing naked kids and wicked stuff that people should know better. Or like you say, you get into this racial stuff. You don't want to cross too many gun lines.
There you go. Isolating people, the vague policy about bullying. Gotta be careful not singling folks out too much. It's a lot. But yeah, if you're going to get deep into this YouTube world, it would behoove you to read over those policies and guidelines, especially going to be in this risque relationships, PNVG corner. Got to know what you can and can't say.
Yeah, and the thing about it is she knows better. She's not like, all innocent and like she didn't know this was going to come. Like, you should have known that you were going to get pushback coming up on the screen with blackface. Like, come on now. She can't act like she's that clueless. Like, I don't believe it.
You get into the lane of bullying and harassment.
Right.
So that's how YouTube would term it. So this would be considered bullying and harassment. That is within the guidelines. You can't come up here painting blackface, bullying and harassing black people. If YouTube get enough complaints, they're going to identify it and they will kick you off the platform for violating the policy. So it don't come down to no 3 strikes or none of that. It's just straight up policy violation. This would be it. It's bullying and harassing to the 10th degree.
There you go.
So that's when you get that. What you got, Steven?
Well, if that's the case, I'm not a YouTuber like you guys. I'm just a nut who watches you guys. But week after week, I feel bullied and harassed. If there's guidelines, why is it Mr. Walker is as ugly today as he was yesterday?
That's bullying. See, I ain't gonna say I'm bullying you, and you just bully and harass me.
I'll say this. First thing, Steven, you got to be human to qualify to be bullied and harassed. So they don't even acknowledge you. They're like, look, extraterrestrials, y'all don't qualify. Only the humans can be bullied.
How you gonna complain about being bullied? He gonna bully me. This ugly just bullying me.
Oh, I love you guys. Oh, it's hilarious. Gavin, you're an assassin.
But nonetheless, don't even say nothing, G Honda. I know you want to piggyback on that.
Get
Absolutely
off your chest,
not.
G Honda. Get off your chest. What you got?
No, I had a question. Nah, see, I had a question that was completely unrelated to what y'all was just saying for your information. I was gonna say, so like, what if Lilly truly was a baby mom by a black dude? And that just all that just came to the surface.
Justice, that'd be awesome. If we would have a jolly deep belly laugh at her expense.
Right. And that's not too far fetched. Like when somebody was talking about that in the chat, there are a lot of Lilies out there that have her same rhetoric because they can sleep with you. They can do all that with you, but they still have their racist thoughts about you. That's why you need to properly vet the type of people that you and really get to know their thoughts and you know their beliefs, because there are Lilies out there with her beliefs that have mixed children. And they will continue to do that. So
yes, they even now to the point where they're adopting. So be careful. These people are adopting these babies and putting them on leashes and making them sleep in cages. A lot of stuff we don't want to talk about on YouTube. See that, G Honda? You see that? See how you get close to the gun line and you back up. All right, we ain't even gonna keep going. That's an example right there.
Right. It's so true, Gavin. It's so true.
But nonetheless, I'm gonna let this keep playing. I'll get you in, Baba T.
Just kind of like bandwagoners, if
Yeah.
that's if that's a good word to use here. But I do see a lot of bandwagoning, and I've noticed that there's been some other mass reporting going on with some other phenomenons on X. I don't know. I think that you and I are kind of in this same mindset where it's like, that's such a foreign concept,
Yeah.
It's like I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, because politics, the longer you're involved in politics, the more you realize it's really basically the high school lunchroom. It's just like high school drama, high school lunchroom, who gets to sit at the table and all this other crap. And some of us kind of transcend that by the time you're sophomore year in high school. I guess others live with it for the rest of their lives, the theater kids that end up in politics. But I feel like that's what it is. It's like, ooh, I saw Johnny passing a note to Susie in the back of the class. So I'm going to raise my hand and I'm going to tattletale and I'm going to make sure that everybody knows they're passing notes. It's like, dude, you suck.
Yeah. Well, and that's the problem. We not only have these evil people trying to cancel us, but then, like you're saying, on the right wing, it's the same stuff. Like everybody is fighting with everyone else, and it's, oh, you shouldn't have taken that sponsorship, or oh, you're bad, or it's all of this. So I don't really see how this movement is supposed to progress unless we ourselves on the right wing, who are supposedly over the cancel culture, can put all of that aside and just aim for the main goal that we all can agree on.
Now they are up here acting like victims now. This is egregious. He comparing Lilly coming up here in blackface and saying the people that snitched on you, that's like being in the back of the classroom in elementary school and people are passing notes and people are tattletaling. You got tattletaled on for nothing. You weren't even doing nothing.
This blackface indicated black pain and suffering. Like, what do you mean? Ain't got nothing to do with passing no note. But here we go. This just goes to show how little they care about our plight and our issues as melanated folks. And that's fine. I don't have a concern there, but we need to acknowledge they don't care. That's why I say it don't even matter to get triggered, G Honda, because they don't care. But go ahead, brother.
But don't you think we play into that card though, with all the rhetoric we see, with the dash cams, with all the things that we see, with all the dysfunction that Bonquisha show and Nug Nug show? Like
yes,
that, don't that give her a lot of the ammo that she spilled?
Yes, sir. 100%. And that's why I believe, Brother G Honda, that's why it is important for us to check ourselves so we don't have to worry about and keep perpetuating this madness, so that the Lilies and the musty pearlies don't find themselves in position to check us the way that they do.
And the thing about it too, G Honda, is we do check our people, like we check our, the people that are out of control and disrespectful. Many people have the platforms. We show the videos all the time. The problem is they're so focused on what we're doing, they're not showing the dash cams of their people and all the egregious stuff that they do, because they're out there as well. And don't get it twisted, like it's all propaganda, and a lot of times we get like put on display more than others, but they're not showing what their culture does.
I'm gonna say it comes down to what are you using it for? Right. What kind of tool are you using this as? A hammer, a screwdriver, right? A diagnostic tool? You hooking this up to a computer? What you doing? Because like I said, we can come up here and do a dash cam. It could be cautionary, educational, trying to stop our people from crashing out. Then you get people like Lilly will review a dash cam and start trying to be derogatory, humiliate, nothing educational, lying and perpetuating lies. And so it depends on the narrative these people are painting.
Not coming up with any solutions, can't relate to any of it, on the outside looking in with a lot to say. That's what makes it egregious.
And the hurt accusations.
All that. So yeah, what was you saying, Ebony?
Oh yeah, no, you kind of finished it, but yeah, I just was saying that our stuff always gets highlighted, but we call our people out whenever they're doing disrespectful stuff. We call our people out. The problem is they're not doing the same with their culture,
And that's what
they all, but some of them do, but mostly
that's
they
what
don't.
the brother Charleston said, that video we reviewed, and they were saying Charleston is the black Kurt. See Kurt. And Charleston said, no, the hell I ain't. That ninja wasn't nothing like me. Charleston said, I call out my people. Y'all don't call out y'all people. Y'all don't call out the rapists and the people doing stuff with kids and the people going up in schools with firearms. Y'all don't call that stuff out. Charleston said, I call out everybody. So he ain't nothing like me. All he do is worry about other cultures. He ain't worried about, y'all don't call out y'all own people.
Amen. Shout out to Charleston White. Daggone right.
Yeah, he's right about that. And other cultures don't call out their people. They're always focused on what we have going on and what we're doing. Call out your people too. We call out our coons and we call out the people who are out here doing crazy stuff. Call your people out, because once you start talking about us, we're going to call you out too. So,
because we are the culture. Right. Like what else in the chat? We lit. I get it. I don't know why it is the most hated and prosecuted group on the face of this earth, also the most watched, observed, and I guess liked. They definitely like us. I don't know if they love us.
So,
and also most imitated too. We're the most imitated. You can go in any country around the world, they all know who Black Americans are. They dress like us, they try to talk like us. In some countries, they're even starting to wear their hair like us, like with the sponge and everything. They're getting their little twists like us. So we are the face of Black culture.
All facts. Appreciate your stunt, man. Kareem says, a melanated man and a simp crying, poor mouth. That's all I see. Shout out to the Unc Julius. Says, white folks buried girls going wild quicker than anything in history. Yeah, forget Freaknik. Yeah, girls going wild. Yeah, yep.
Hey, Walker, that was the Epstein files. Girls going wild.
Right.
See, that's the gun line. There you go. You told that gun line again, G.
There you go. See that? You learning. And I was gonna say, even though we talked about this before, because it appears to be a small segment, and even with Girls Gone Wild, Becky still managed to be married at a 52% rate. This is why I say we need not worry about them. Let's clean up our house before you can't throw stones if you live in a glass house, right? So we're trying to throw stones, but they still married at a 52% compared to our 26. So what does that really, even with Girls Gone Wild, where we at?
There you go. Because look, Becky and them, they had rules, even in their debauchery. It is what it is. Yeah. Them white girls, look, you can't touch the pee, but you can have all the mouth and rump you won't. And that's how they got down. And then they gave their wound to their husband.
Well, and also with a lot of those Lilies, you know, when they're in college, all those girls gone wild stuff, they loved brothers back then. Like the college, high school, college, they were all hopping on the soul pole. And then once they, you know, decided to at the age where they were going to get married, they buried all those stories. Like you said, Caesar, they buried all that stuff because there were some Lilies on that girls gone wild stuff, and they don't want that stuff to be shown. And a lot of those other gagging corn sites and all that. So them
Anthony,
ladies was out there doing it big.
Don't that who was that lady who was trying to ban that Freaknik documentary from coming out? It was a lady. I don't know if she was
melanated, yeah, she did, because she was in it. I forget, but I remember what you talking about. She didn't want it shown because she said that's in the past.
Right. Yeah, she was trying to ban that. Yeah, crazy work.
Yeah, resurface them girls going wild videos. Let Brad feel that pain. Like, Becky, is that you twerking on that car? Is that you, Becky? Becca?
I'll say this. Brad don't care. Brad is a sacrificial simp. Let's get this understood, man. Brad don't mind being a stepdaddy, sacrificial. You know, they got just the kind of issues we got. But like you say, they still marry somehow. So we got to step it up. That's why we be so critical. That's why I tell y'all, somebody got to sacrifice. It's going to have to happen. As you might be a sacrificial simp, but we got to move the culture forward. We need you. The next generation, it's about you got to sacrifice now, and then your children ain't going to have to sacrifice. It's going to be nuclear, right? No baby mamas. You ain't going to have to be a stepdaddy if we can correct it. But G Honda,
sacrifice in what degree? Sacrifice in what degree?
Sacrifice your selfish wants and desires for the betterment of the group. You know, G Honda, you might meet you a sister with one or two kids, and you know she fit, feminine, you know, all these good things glistening. It might work.
You don't even believe that. You don't even believe that.
No, you gotta believe it. You gotta believe. You don't take my thoughts, G Honda.
Your mind right. And shout out to Steve. I know Steven gave us his story before. Him and Baba T. All right, y'all done had some unfortunate experiences, you know, but don't let that discourage you, G Honda.
There you go. You still got some life and vigor. Baba T, he's stuck in his ways. He can't take risks. And you know, Stephen James, you know, he having a hard time trying to impersonate a human. So come on, G Honda, you could do it.
Let me just say this. If humans look like Walker, I will be glad to be an extraterrestrial. Thank you. But Mr. Gavin, I'm gonna share with you guys, I think it was Thursday or Friday. My mom was actually over the house, and we were listening to that last show about the red pill. And we got to the part to where you were saying that, yes, somebody's going to have to sacrifice. And the little part that I played into the show and my comments on that. And my mom, she laughed so hard and she said, is he serious? How much money does he think men are going to want to make that kind of sacrifice? Ain't no man going to be doing that. So it was hilarious. She probably would want me to tell you guys hello. She thinks you guys are really funny, but it was just, and now she's like 77, 78, right? So the idea of a young person or an older person like myself dealing with somebody like that, not recommended, but it is what it is. But again, you can't make people be attracted to other people. You can't make people say, okay, well, this is good for the group. You need to do this. Forget the group, because the group doesn't pay my rent. The group does not pay my car payment. The group does not buy my food. So, you know what I mean? And so everybody moves a certain way or whatever. But yeah, you know, G Honda could have.
That's it. Listen,
10 million women. Take them all.
Listen, I love the confessions. That's why I know. Like you said, we know what it takes, but we know what we ain't gonna do, and it's unfortunate. But if we get back biblical, 7 women to 1 man, man, Mr. Walker told y'all we're gonna have compounds and we're gonna be able to take in a bunch, you know what I mean, figure some things out.
Listen,
but you don't live in a biblical society, so it's not going to work. People don't follow biblical rules, so it's not going to work.
That's true. Here's my lived experience. When I worked for a moving company, every situation I observed where a well-to-do, financially stable man was willing to be a stepdad, I'm telling you, the woman was fit, feminine, and the child was over the age of like 7. I've seen it. I've moved flight attendant Becky to her man in South Carolina. I've done it. And she told us, she's like, yeah, I met this guy. He was in first class. He liked me. A month later, I'm moving down to live with him. And I never forget, like, I'm helping her move in, and she had on like these like tight fitting, like a little jumper suit on. And he came home. He wasn't there. Me and my partner, we moving stuff in the house. And she, you know, she being hospitable, and she's a bit flirtatious. And her man came home, and I never forget. He was like, "Go change your damn clothes." He's like, "Go change." So my point is, though, they out here. There's men that will take on these sisters, but what I observed is typically they got one kid, and they can make it work. But once you get into 2 and 3, G Honda, is you man enough? Are you man? That's what you need to ask yourself, G Honda. Are you man enough to take on a woman with 2 or 3 kids? Are you man enough?
This guy. See, Stephen James, this is how we know he didn't play football. This is how we know. Horrible leadership.
I won't get in between the two of y'all on that, but I will say somebody in the chat said Gihanna is going to have Kendra G tied up in the basement. That's a good start. I mean, hey.
Why Kendra G?
Once again, we talk about the gun line. You see that? You know what I'm saying? That's why we stay out the chat. That's why the chat is the chat and the show is the show. Because them ninjas ain't show worthy. That's why.
They can say whatever they want. They exempt.
But nonetheless, what you got, Ebony?
I was going to say, G Honda, I don't know why they always give you such a hard time, but you are a good looking guy, and you are going to find somebody. I can foresee
Walker's a shamer. That's all he does. He's a shamer. He's a professional shamer. That's
I shame out of love. I was shamed. It was shame that built me, G Honda. I'm only passing down the love I received.
Huh? What shame built you into what? What did the shame build you into?
The failure you see before you today, G Honda.
And I'm messing with you, man. You know, you're a credit to this space, man. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only kind of love I know is shame. That's what my coaches instilled in me. Do better. You suck. It builds you up. You don't want to suck, so you do better.
No, we definitely need to make shame great again, though. I mean, to an entirety across the board, we do.
There we go.
There we go. I'll get Baba T in. What you got, Baba T?
And y'all crazy. What did he say, G Honda? What they say you got to do? You got to believe in something. Why not believe in me? Oh man, what y'all talking about? Freedom of speech. Just watch what you say.
That's it. You got freedom of speech. Just watch what you say.
Listen, man, when it comes to us, listen, we have always been locked up and bust upside the head and everything when it comes to freedom of speech, man. Do you know right now there are political prisoners that are Black Panther Party members that's been in jail over 50 years because of freedom of speech? Watch what you say. And a lot of people don't realize that. I got the thing on my wall up here, all the political prisoners that's in the prisoners now. And solitary, they keep them away from the prisoners.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
For freedom of speech, or what they call it, inciting a riot or something?
Political prisoners. You know, political prisoners are like what you say. Freedom of speech, how you trying to governate the people and everything. You know what I'm saying? So they have to knock that stuff down, just like Malcolm had to knock them down, just like Martin Luther King had to knock them down because of their freedom of speech and how it can affect us and how we can grow a whole lot better. So, you know, I mean, hey, that's been going on for a long time. Look at Nat Turner, Denmark Jersey. When you talked about the slave catchers, and you know the Mason-Dixon line, you know what that is? The Mason-Dixon line is St. Louis all the way down and all the way over to the East Coast, and it travels west down to Texas, and you do a little loop and you come back up where Iowa is and all of that. So that was the area for the Mason-Dixon line. And if you got above the Mason-Dixon line, if you got west or you got north, their job was to go back and get you and bring you back to the slave, you know, or to the prisoner of war camp, my brother. I like that, Mr. Walker.
You feel that,
I like
T?
that.
Yes, sir.
That's the analogy I will use because that's exactly what it is.
I got that from my barber, Brother Brooks. I can't take credit. Shout out to Antoine Brooks.
That's the first time I've heard that, and I really like it. But you know what I like to say, man, to you brothers in the panel? I really like this show because, number one, you know my history. Man, I've been beaten down with the gynocracy, man. Shot all up, pimped out, and doped out, and all that good stuff, man. Because, you know, I go back 100+ years dealing with this mess. And you all have brought a lot of knowledge to me. Because, I mean, man, hey, it took me about 10 years detoxing from this shit, man. So I'm about detox now.
Amen, OG. Amen.
You got the detox from this stuff, man. I'm telling you. When you look at all my friends, 9 friends, they got fathers, and I'm the 10th one that don't have one. You know, I mean, hey, man. So, I mean, so I'm grateful because you opened my eyes to this new dating, which I never seen. Man, this is so crazy. You know, I was married and I got divorced, man. I divorced her. So, you know, you got to go. I pay whatever it is. I don't care about nothing. I'm gone. You can take the dog, the cat, I don't care. I'm gone. I'm going to be all right. So,
listen,
I thank you
in the 20%. You in that top 20% of men, right? Who look over at their wife and be like,
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. Your thoughts ain't my thoughts.
I realized your thoughts ain't my thoughts.
Man, so I thank you all. All right? Because you know I come from that simp mentality. I ain't seen none of my uncles scream at their wives.
Same, Unc.
Hey,
Same.
I'm the only problem one out the whole clan. Oh man! So you know what was going on with me, man. No male guidance around me. My brothers were punks, man.
You gotta call it out. It's painful when you realize these things, man.
Please. And I'm 68 years old. Can you imagine that shit?
yes. Tell the truth. Shame the devil.
Man, so thank you all. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you
for allowing me to be on your panels. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you for sure, man.
Like that's a good thing. We say this all the time, man. Like you said about the men we grew up around, the stepdaddies, our mama's boyfriends and stuff. Man, Mr. Walker be on the record saying it. These men were absolute cowards. They had no business around developing children. Like, horrible influences.
But I promise you, Baba T, if I was in the position of our adult male elders growing up and I saw a young Mr. Walker, a young Gavin X come home intoxicated, I ain't about to sit there and joke about it. No, y'all gonna get a stern talking to, go sleep it off, and we're gonna talk in the morning too. But that was not, I swear, I feel like the parental figures were halfway scared of us or just didn't care enough to make the corrections. But like I look back and I'm like, there is no way I would have been a parental figure there and allowed the stuff that we did to go on. And that's so painful to realize, you know, there are a lot of positions that our parental figures were in, they weren't worth a damn. That's painful because we respect our elders. You see, so you got this respect, admiration, but I also must acknowledge the truth. And you can't take me any further in life. I must go and find someone else to help me guide me, because all you know is having bad credit score, making it till Friday and partying on the weekends, and you don't have no 5, 7, 10-year plan. And that's pathetic. But yeah, we experienced it too, Baba T. We all got a detox, brother.
What you got,
Yeah.
Ebony?
Oh, I was going to say back to what Baba T was saying about how we've always been censored, and especially people at a young age. It's all at all ages. Like Martin Luther King, when he first got started, he was 27, and Fred Hampton with the Black Panthers, he was 19 when he first started. And then we had writers like Tupac who died at 25. So, and I'm nowhere near any of those people, but I can recall in 4th grade me trying to band up the 10 Black kids that we had at our school. Maybe there was 20. And because I wanted to be taught Black history at school during Black History Month. So I told everybody, we're about to boycott and we're going to stay after at recess, and we're not going to go back to class till they start teaching us about Black history. I probably didn't go about it the right way, but I kind of led everybody. And so we all got suspended and everything because we weren't listening. But I've always had this kind of fire about our people and stuff like that. And they try to censor you. But with all that, I was able to start like the Black after school program where we talked about a lot of that stuff. And when I did go back to class, they started teaching us about Black history. So it worked out in the end, but they try to censor you, especially if they know that you're a leader, or, that you have influence, or that you can, change the ideas of people. They try to silence you. So to what Baba T was saying, he's right. And it's been going on for a long time.
Hey, man. Wait, I see you. Shout out to our Freedom Ride, Sister Ebony D. And I can see you raise a heck of school.
So here we are. And here's the question. We have yet to ask it, but the question of tonight's show, we've been talking about canceling Lilly and all this stuff, but they have canceled Lilly. And we want to know, is it fair or unfair? That's the net of it. I mean, should she be kicked off of YouTube? I think, I already told y'all where I stood. I told y'all they probably would a month ago, and here we are.
Okay. So let me put a little twist on it. So I truly believe it's important to know how people think. Shout out to freedom of speech. However, I don't think, I don't feel as if she should be getting paid for hate speech, divisive rhetoric, inaccurate data, just to be entertaining at the detriment to other folks. So yeah, you can I say let her stay on YouTube, and it's a hobby. Now people come watch you for the free. No type of monetization. That'd be my take.
And there you go. I think that's kind of what she said. Right now, she's demonetized. So, on YouTube, and a lot of people hear YouTube and they just think this broad term, but it comes down to the advertisers. So it's not YouTube, it's the people YouTube who they are in bed with. So on one half of it is us, the creators, who they partner with, but then you got the advertisers. You got Pepsi Cola, right? You got, whoever, Reebok, Nike. Do Nike want to sponsor blackface? If I'm Pepsi, do I want my ad on a video with this white woman in blackface?
Right.
If I'm, Gucci or whoever, Hennessy, whoever the hell I am, trying to advertise my product on your platform, do I want my products being advertised on her videos? The question is no. An answer is no. So that's where this comes in. It's bigger than YouTube. It's the advertisers.
There you go. It's follow the money. When it comes to United States, follow that money. If there was no money to be lost via sponsors, because of her actions, there would be no consequence. Know that. If there was no monetary gain or loss to be had, there would be no consequence. But since, like Mr. X said, no, I don't want my ads attached to her videos. That ain't a good look. Don't worry, Mr. Nike. She's gone. Done and done.
And there you go. Because you can have a representative at one of these companies get wind of it, and they reaching out to YouTube and like, look, like, why are they will see like why are advertisements? I'm Chevy or Buick or whoever. Why did my advertisement pop up on a video of this woman in blackface and people sending us screenshots?
Right.
There you go.
And people, those are the money they move the culture up here. It's not, and YouTube gonna do whatever they gotta do to keep making money.
There it is.
Yeah, and we can't forget our buying power. We spend a lot of money. We're the one that spend money on these companies, all these liquor brands and brand names like Nike and everything. We're the ones who are buying stuff. So they know that that's going to affect their pocket. They've already seen with all these boycotts with these other companies that have done janky stuff. I think that it is important for her to be demonetized and for something to happen, because this type of rhetoric, it cannot be on the internet, and we have to think about our children, and they have to learn why it's not okay, and the history behind it so that it doesn't get repeated. And like we were saying, she has a son, and is he going to try to go to school with blackface? And what's going to happen when those black children at that school see him in blackface? Because these kids, some of them are dressing up and they're going to school in blackface, and they think it's a joke. They need to know why. This is not okay. She could have came up and like I said, talked about the women with the bonnets and all her stereotypes. But when you put it in blackface and there's a racial connotation to it, that's just simply not okay, and it won't be tolerated.
Amen.
So there we go. So like you say, we up here tonight. This is round 2 with Lilly. And I think it's over for her. If they kicking her off, if like she said, she tried to appeal it, it didn't work. So now she know they must told her, look, it's over.
Hit her with a little 10-day notice. Your channel will be erased within 10 days. It's all right, Lilly. You'll bounce back. Ain't nobody worried about you. Your ancestors have set it up quite nice for you. It is what it is. It is what it is. Them salty white tears mean not to the majority of us.
And there you go. So they go and look at your channel, and she had more than enough reasons to take her down. So they gonna go, they're getting this. They say, let us go look, do a little white glove test. All right. So it can be something you said 3 months ago, or like Cynthia G, right? They said something she said a year before. Oh, this old video when you was talking about deleting boys. Yeah. Get up out of here. So it don't have to be something you did today. They can be real retroactive and go find something, whatever.
And this is why, G Honda, we stay away from the gun line, huh? We ain't got no fences here in YouTube land. This here the gun line. You go ahead, want to talk about small hats, Kirk and them, and files belonging to folks that no longer alive. You're on the gun line, boy. Put a slug right in your John Brown hind parts.
So yeah, like I said, there's 1,000 ways to come up here and articulate yourself without getting anywhere near it. Like I said, I think a lot of people are shock jocks, and as far as Lilly go and other people, I would say stay out the chat. That's another thing. Don't let the chat influence you on what to say on a live panel. The chat is the chat for a reason. What they can say and what you can say up here are 2 totally different things. That's why I don't acknowledge it, because they will get you taken down as well, because they have no filter most times. So you got to have your own thoughts and stay out the chat. That's what I tell people.
Shout out to Tony Latigo.
But nonetheless, I think this was a crazy show. This was part 2 of our doubleheader today. All right, we're going to go around and give final thoughts. We appreciate y'all coming up. Baba T, what you got, Baba T?
Well, just based on, my knowledge and history of America, and you said it, man, they don't put the Caucasian woman out there to fall on the knife, man. Remember you said that, Mr. Walker? They don't do that. So it's a setup, hey, man, they promote their people, and they keep promoting. No matter what the craziest stuff they can do, they will keep promoting it. Like you said, they will never cop to what they do, because they have to preserve that image within our children. They see all this stuff coming from one side. They say, oh, Lord, something wrong with our people. white folks are the best folks. White ice is the cold ice. So that's the stuff how they hit that narrative the way they do. So we just have to be careful not to fall for that narrative like we always do. You'll be out there protesting with them.
Remember,
like with them immigrants, you out there protesting with them.
And that's something I wanted to speak on, Baba T. Listen, life is life. Humans respect one another. Respect people who respect you. All right, that's what I'll say about the whole illegal immigration thing. Just my experience in New York for them few days and stuff like that is I don't think them people don't too much care about anybody but their own cultures. All right, so remember that when you're trying to advocate for people who don't too much care about you and they would not do the same for you. That's why we got to clean up our own house. We can't be getting too distracted because I'm telling you, everybody else is tunnel vision, singularly focused on their own race, community, whatever. It's us that's worried about them. I'm telling you, these people, they don't like us at all. They tolerate us. Y'all think white folks is bad. Don't let Asians get control of this country. Middle Easterns. Y'all think Uncle Charlie bad? I'm trying to tell you, them Asian people in the middle, they have no damn compassion at all. I'm trying to tell you, it will be 10 times worse.
I've seen it. I've seen it over in Africa. Shout out to that president, that bad brother over in Africa, wrecking shop. He doing, I forget the brother's name. I'm terrible with names, but he like 6'3", always wearing the vest. The new president over there. What was I gonna say? He kicking folks out. He kicking folks out his land, and it was the Asians. Those Asians were over there, and they were doing what everybody do to Africa. Hey, we'll come over here. We'll build infrastructure. We're gonna help you. But we gonna get first rights to these diamonds and gold and all these other precious stuff you got. And like you said, Mr. X, they was nasty. You can just watch it on YouTube. They was trying to bully these little Asians respectfully. They was trying to bully these big old Africans around, treating them like they was dumb. And eventually they said, you know what? And they had to forcefully get them up out of there. Daggone right.
Yeah. Them people are very belittling, like you say. And I'm trying to tell you, man, they don't. Yeah, what you got, Ebony? I'll let you go.
I was just gonna say that, I'm all like, I love white people and everything. And I want everybody to have freedom of speech. And I want to even know what the suspected white supremacists have to say too. I want to know who they are because I want to know their beliefs so we know what we're up against, because the stuff didn't stop once slavery and once we were free. We have to remember these are the people that laid down and slept and had kids with us, whether it was, against our will or not. They had babies with us and had generations of kids and that were their own bloodline, but still treated them like they were nothing. So we have to remember the mindset, and not all white people are white supremacists and everything. But I would like to know who they are, so that we know that there are still people like that around. And I just want our people just to be the best representatives of themselves on the internet and in public, give the world their best self, and always try to counteract the things that she's saying. We all know that what she's saying is a lie. We all know that we're smart, we're educated. There are certain people, in all races that, we get up here and we talk about and stuff, but overall our culture's strong. And we just want to display those, just to counteract all the things that she's saying about our people. So I thank you guys for having me up here, but I'm going to head out and get to my family because I've been rocking with y'all all day.
We appreciate you, Ebony. Shout out to Ebony coming up, rocking with us. Too dope.
Always appreciate you. Take care of your family, sister.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was going to piggyback off what Ebony just said. A lot of these other cultures, they don't play about their bloodlines. So when you get, white folks at this point in 2025, they done integrated so far, right? I would say it's safe to say damn near every white person in the country got a biracial person in their family. we've integrated with them. So it's become pretty common. But when it comes to Asians and Middle East, we ain't integrated with them virtually at all. And I'm trying to tell you, it's a different way of thinking. They like, look, I'm tell you. Now, white folk, it's like, granted, we know the history. We know they still around, a lot of them. But like you said, we done infiltrated and procreated and, all that good stuff, rub shoulders. But I'm telling you, with these Asians, from my experience, man, it's just different. I was like, and I feel the same way. Listen, I can reciprocate energy. I'm not naturally a nice person. I will match your energy down to the molecule. So if you're an asshole, I will be a bigger asshole. And that's even like say I'm up there with them Uber drivers and stuff, and different people, they are who they are. Like you said, it ain't got to be nothing contentious, but when anybody, buddy, I don't have to speak to you. You providing a service. It is what it is.
That's it. Plain and simple. I like what you said about the Asian folks not too much dealing with us. Legend has it, I got little Asian nieces and nephews. I got an older brother who allegedly is married to an Asian woman in Las Vegas. I gotta try to find them. But yeah, some little Asian little willies out here. That'd be interesting. But you're right. And ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to keep, there's nothing wrong with wanting your grandkids to share your reflection. I always say, what's your reasoning? That's it. Oh, I don't want, for a black person to say, I want my son and daughter to bring home, someone the same race. Why? Because I want to, build pride in our culture. Our culture is fractured. I want to end that fracturing. I think that is a righteous and legitimate reason. But for a white person, I would say, why? Why do you not want your son and daughter to bring home a melanated person? What's your why? That's all. Just ask them what their why is to see where their mind is.
So what you got, Brother Stephen?
On this particular subject, not too much. That's why I've mostly been quiet. People can say what they want to say. I mean, I remember when Megyn Kelly, that she was looked at the same way this woman's looked at now, and that's why she got off of national television and got her show taken away from her and put in time out for a while. But I would be curious to know that how many people who look like her complained about the statements that she made. How many flags did she get from non-black people? I'll probably never know the answer. And it doesn't matter to me, because here's why. In my opinion, self-improvement has no color. It doesn't matter who's around me and what they say about me or people who look like me. What matters is what's behind my eyes. What education do I have? How do I hold myself as a man in front of these people? So if I just do that, then I'm pretty good. I can't worry about the quote unquote culture because I'm one person and I'm in charge of nothing. I'm in charge of no one. But however, I am in charge of me, and I am in charge of the things that I say to you. And if you understand where I'm coming from, if I said it clearly enough so you can understand. So once I do those things, the ball's in your court. You can do what you want, but I still got to move the way I got to move. I got to do what I got to do. I get respect from people that respect me. I respect them. So it just is, to me, do your thing. But that's never going to stop me from reading a book, not letting my hair grow all out and looking like it's never been combed or washed in the last 15 years. No, my mom always told me growing up, and I didn't understand then. She said, I'm raising you to be a strong black man. So when you walk with your head up and your shoulders straight and back. I didn't get it then because, I'm just a kid or whatever. But as I grew older and started seeing others who didn't get that kind of instruction in their home, then I started understanding. And when I started stamping in front of people of different cultures around the world, how they would gravitate to me because the image that they had in their head from media, I was not that. So Therefore, they treated me different. They treated me the way they perceived me right then and there in the moment, not what they saw on TV. So
and here's what I wanted to say. I would say it's a lot of propaganda with that, Stephen. So it's like a two-way street. In these other countries, believe it or not, there's a much more propaganda against us, even here in America. When you go into Asia, even in some of these African countries, even what they teach their children in their households about American blacks, it's once they come here, how they treat us. If we go there, they look at you as wealthy because you can afford to come here. So it's a whole mind state with them. But when they come here, they like the ones, they are bad, they ghetto, they rap, you know, they drill music, and they got this propaganda that they like, once you go there, this is how they act. But if they come here, the wealthy ones can travel. You see what I'm saying? So it's a whole Jedi mind trick they play on themselves.
And I think to your point, Mr. Gavin, when somebody who looks like us travels there, they know that we're coming with money, and that's their bottom line. They're trying to feed their family. So, of course, they're going to roll out the red carpet in any country as long as they think that we have that money. But when they come here, they don't care if we have money to give them or not, because they know that they have to make their own money when they get here. They don't have to care about how they treat us then.
Well, let's call it what it is. It's competition. Well, I keep telling y'all, shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson.
Absolutely.
Racism, the key word, race. It is a race. Every group is racing for resources and power. So when them people come here, we are instantly competing with them. We the other team, and they want to outdo us. They don't want to be up under us as the class in this country. So that's why when they come here, it's instant smoke. It's like when you get on the team, when the Lakers is playing the Boston Celtics, everybody ain't out there, buddy, but it's time. The Steelers and the Ravens, it's time. It's competition. We ain't friends. So we must understand that.
And there you go. Go ahead, Mr. Walker.
No, you good, Brother James. I know you was done. Go ahead, you got it.
I was going to say, and a lot of people don't understand that those people who come here, who are you're competing against, your government is bringing them here and giving them tools and resources that they would never give you, so they can be jump above you. So you're not competing with just them. You're fighting against your own government. And that's why I said self-improvement has no race or color, because if you are more educated, more skilled than the people coming over or the people already here, you won't have to worry about them.
There you go. And I touched on that too last show, Brother Stephen James. They get incentives, stipends, tax-free funds that we don't get. I get it. We already here. Yeah, and I understand the reason why. You know, they're like, y'all already here. Y'all already part of this machine. I want these new suckers come over here. I'm gonna give them a reason to stay so they too can be a part of this machine. I ain't gotta pander or brab y'all to say y'all here. So yeah, we don't get the same. We do not get, the same win, in ourselves. And they don't care when they come here, Stephen J. They don't care about our plight. They don't care that us, Native African Americans over here get mistreated, the injustices, like Gavin X said. It's a competition. Oh, you wounded? Better for me. I'm gonna beat you now. Yeah, they don't care nothing about racism and prejudice.
I'll say it come down to group economics, Mr. Walker. Our problem is we so worried about me making my money living in my house as a single person. This is why we get on marriage rates. Once you get married, that's going to put you in a different tax bracket. Now you saving money on taxes. Now, instead of you paying 2 rents, you got 2 people paying 1 rent. This is how you build the economics of a group. But we keep spreading our economics thin by being separated from each other. If you come together, bring the resources together, it's a sacrifice. It's bigger than just trying to get some new kudakata every night or bonquisha about your damn happiness. It is a bigger picture. Other groups of people will sacrifice for the greater good of the group.
Yeah, and it's just power there. Shout out to everybody buying land. That's always been the move, huh? Freedom, man, get your acres. Like, it makes more sense for 2 families to get 10 acres compared to 2 families get 20 acres, 10 separate acres. You see what I'm saying? Sounds good. Sounds like more acres, but got to think about the cost of keeping things together and keeping things functional. I truly believe in group economics, and I shall practice it. Yeah, when we get our land, anybody ain't just gonna be my family. We gonna have a situation.
Yeah, but it can't be a bunch of single people, because now you got to worry about single G Honda sleeping with your wife while you out tending the land. These are real things, right? So it got to be marriage, and the men got to be understanding, right? This is what happens when we cross the line. We hold each other accountable.
That's it, G Honda. Now I got to put you in the hot box, huh? Now I got to go ahead and put you in the hot box.
That's amazing that you would even put me in that statement.
Huh?
I mean, hypothetically, just an example, because we up here, but just anybody's what we saying. When you're trying to build these communities, that's when things start falling apart at the seams.
He making a solid point. You can't have, a couple married couples, and then you got ambitious single wolf men, because they are going to hunt. And it's not no shade. They are going to hunt. And if you ain't holding your household down, your lady might get hunted. It's been happening since the beginning of time. That's all. Just acknowledging the hazard that is there for sure.
So it's a lot to it. Like you said, when we get into economics and family, it goes hand in hand. Just look at how other cultures do it, man. It is not rocket science. Just look, it's observable. So,
we need to stop trying to recreate the wheel. That's our problem with all of this women's liberation. I could do what I want. F you, I won't do what you tell me. We got to get back to what works. Nuclear family, structure, some structure. The rules are loose as heck. Any kind of structure. We have completely abandoned any kind of discipline, structure, consistency. Every day is go ahead and fly by the seat of your pants. And again, our culture shows what happens when you have no type of structure or discipline.
Yeah.
On a side note, hey, Mr. Gavin.
Go ahead.
When you see a super chat coming in, I think that person said something interesting. I don't think I agree with their statement, and I'd like to know what your opinion is.
Okay. All right. Let's get these super chats here.
Appreciate you, Uncle Julius. Says, let her stay up because she attracts like minds. That way we can identify all those that are hiding in the shadows. That I do agree with that. Let them talk, but they shouldn't get paid to talk. I don't agree with them getting paid.
There you go.
Appreciate you, Indigenous Style. How you doing, brother? Says, if you so-called blacks were descendants of Africans, we would get the same handouts and resources that Africans get when they come here today, but we ain't. We indigenous style. Oh, there we go.
That's the one I was talking about. The reason why I disagree with that statement is because, one, this country understands and the world understands, in order to have rich people, you must have what?
Poor?
Yes, you must have poor people. That's why they don't care about you. Who is the designated poor class in this country and has always been that?
Us.
There you go. That doesn't happen by accident. So the person saying that, I don't think they have a decent level of Black history in this company and how this country was built off of blood, sweat, and tears of Black people. And not just this country, but the European countries as well, because those slave ships, they were insured.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the insurance companies that started way back then and how that all that old money got handed down and handed down and handed down.
Well, here's the question. What percentage of people do you think, you see what I'm saying? If there were 2 million slaves in the country, what percentage of that 2 million do you think came over here on a boat? You see what I'm saying? Where we at with that? Let's do raw numbers, because that's where we at.
Is very little.
Yeah, hypothetical numbers, right? We could just use 2 million as just a number, whether it's true or not. But what percentage, if we said we came over, right? And then we got to start talking about the first generation, because they started breeding them and all of that, right? So
right. So I'll say, if you're saying, if I understand you correctly, let's say 2 million survived the boat trip, all right? Because there's many who did not.
Well, no, I'm saying there's 2 million here.
Oh,
so he said we are indigenous. So we were saying some people were already here. So you said all the people came over on the boat.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I don't really know about Black people already being here. I haven't done research on that, so I really can't say yes or no to that. But what I can say, the ones that were brought here and changed, the ones who are like me, who their grandmothers and grandfathers are buried here. Yeah, there's a reason for that, because the bodies made money, whether live Black bodies made money. So no, the government has never, ever wanted to repay in any way, shape, or form what basically is owed to us. And I don't want to turn this into a reparations conversation, but however, yeah, there's a reason why Blacks in this country will not get or have not gotten the benefits that other people from different countries get when they get here, especially the ones who look like us. Because let's be honest, they're easier to control because you can hold their visa over their head, right? And they're just happy to be here. They weren't here before 1960, 1968, 1970. Two reasons why they weren't.
Let me ask you this, Stephen, not to cut you off. What do you think about the physics of it all? Like, there's been people, I hear what you're saying. There's been people who beg to differ. They talk about the boat trip and how them people, there's no way the people could have survived. And people got, they bringing their facts to the table, but you saying, yes, you could easily survive that trip.
No, not easily.
Because it's not true. Like from the images and stories I didn't mean to cut you off, brother Stephen James, but it's not true. Like, just being in confined spaces with rusting chains will fixate you. And none of it makes sense. You're laying around, men and women, they bleeding, they vomiting, they getting sick. It's just no way. The numbers I'm pulling up is saying approximately 388,000 enslaved Africans were brought directly to North America between the 1500s and 1867. 388,000 and 400,000 were brought to the United States. A lot more landed in Jamaica, the Caribbean, and stuff like that. But you get to the United States, very few.
And like then you
4%. 4%.
White man. These are white man stats. I mean, like you said, some of this stuff can be documented, but in this point, like you said, you could believe what you want. White man he putting this stuff. He's feeding you this information.
And this is where I don't believe it. It don't sit in my spirit well. The thought that every Black person here was brought here on the slave ship. I don't believe that many of us were conquered and captured. That doesn't make sense to me. What does make sense is a lot of us were already here. But if I'm the conquering person, I'm not about to tell you that you were already here. That's going to start to give you some kind of ownership of this land. You're going to start to move like this is your land. You might develop a pride. You understand? No, you bought here. You are displaced. You from a faraway land. So I would continue that rhetoric if I was the conquering person. Yes, but I don't believe it.
Then I would just simply ask one question about that. So if Blacks were already here, then, and I don't know this answer. I'm not a historian. That's why I can't give any pushback. That's not my thing. I don't think about it to this level. Then where is all the evidence, especially in Indian culture, that's been here forever? Where is all their folklore and tales about dealing with Blacks? So I don't know if it exists or not.
Well, I'm gonna give Baba T, and it does exist. There are artifacts and sculptures and Mexico, all over. You go throughout the country, there are sculptures that resemble stuff that is in Africa here on this continent. All right, and it was been here for a long time. I'm gonna let you go, Baba T. What you got?
They've uncovered artifacts, statues, moving from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast. Okay? If you ever knew California, you had a indigenous melanated woman as their state flag. You go to Mexico right now, Mexico has 2 melanated villages. And as you know, they're at the bottom of the sea. but you can look all the way from east to west, definitely down in South America, okay, where a lot of artifacts exist, but they're not going to tell you that. Okay, you don't find this in history book. You got to research this stuff, man. And they've shown it. It's widely available. Historians have said they lied.
Hidden colors. I'll let you keep going, Baba T. Shout out to Ebony. Like you say, watch it. I don't know if you ever seen it, but that's a good start. And for anybody, I guess a good start. And then do your research on what you might see on that. You always got to cross-reference, do your research. But there's like Bob T. Go ahead. There's a lot of stuff out here.
Hidden covers 1 through 5. You'd be surprised. The 5th one deals with Haiti and how much money is under Haiti. So why you think it's always instability in Haiti? There's so much money up under Haiti that people don't realize, the citizens. So yeah, man, it's deep history out there, man. It's deep out there, man. Dealing with us.
They completely just devastated Haiti soil. At one point, little old Haiti supplied the world with the most sugar. They overfarmed it. It was just evil, and they knew better. You can't keep planting the same crop over and over and over again in the same place. They didn't care, and they did it, and that's why Haiti is barren for the most part. And I'm getting triggered because these are the things they saw. Y'all need to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Y'all took everything without prejudice, with prejudice, shit.
And not to mention, they still paying the French.
There it is. The French still own that debt.
Yeah.
And Chase Bank, they own the debt of Haiti. Haiti got to pay for that revolution. Yeah. They said we lost too much property.
Man.
Y'all owe billions of dollars, and Haiti like, we ain't got it. Like, we know you ain't got it. Appreciate you, Indigenous Stallion. Said, read the Racial Integrity Act of 1924. There we go. We learned it.
So there we go. Shout out to Indigenous Stallion. Like I said, we go around. Definitely gonna get final thoughts. What you got? Get you back in, Stephen, real quick. I'll let you go first.
No, thank you, man. It's been entertaining and it's been educational. And despite the fact I've had to look at Mr. Walker's face for this long, it has been a good experience. Thank you, panel. And everybody in the chat, I saw your stuff. Ebony Dean, I got you. I see you, girl. I see you. So appreciate you for tonight.
Appreciate you, brother.
Listen here, we all up here, learning and also teaching. And like you said, that's why I ask specific questions, just to see where we at. Because, do I believe, people could have came over here on the boat? Absolutely. But that's why I asked you, do you think all the people? And you said, yeah, or most of them, or that's why I said, I don't think that's true. But could people have traveled and landed on these different islands and then made their way here and all? Yeah, that's true. There's evidence. But there's also evidence that we were here, so we just got to do all the research.
Here we go. Yeah, I know the spirit that lies within my vessel. You ain't get me on no ship. You're not about this. You ain't about to shackle me. No. Yeah, you might send me. You gonna have to go in and send me on to my maker. I'm not getting on nobody's ship. I'm not walking down into the darkness and the bowels of no ship. I know that for a fact. I'm claustrophobic, man. Dude, ain't happening.
That part. So what you got, G Honda?
Oh man.
No, not to be dismissed upon the historics or even with the combo we just had this past 5 minutes, but I'm just gonna say, we just need to do more with the more that we got now and stop relying on things such as, or even not to be dismissive with the whole reparations talk, right? Or the reparations rhetoric, but just to, piggybacking off of, just building the Black community and, reinforcing it with, healthier relationships so that we can have more ownerships and things like that and do more with what we have now versus, what they had in 68 or what MLK and his people had marching on Selma at that time, or how Malcolm X, when he was preaching in the churches at his time period, but since we have more now, let's do more with the more we have now versus what they had in the past, which our grandparents, was deserve those reparations that we are now speaking on. That's who I believe those reparations applied to. But now, in the now time, we just need to, build our communities, so we can have more ownership in things. Because it's just no reason why, even though, foreigners can come over to our land and get more said benefits and such, but however, they have community though. We do not. They have community en masse. We do not. So me knowing that they getting extra benefits and more supplements than me as I'm already here, that should indeed incentivize myself and individuals of my liking to combine our said resources so that we can own whatever property, infrastructure, or land that we seek to own. That's all I got.
Appreciate you, G Honda. Thank you, brother. Coming up this evening.
So there we go. I don't know if you had one last thing, Baba T. What you got?
Oh, I like what G Honda said, but and we do have a lot than we had back then. I tell you, from the 60s, we have a lot more stuff that's much more better than we had back then. But if the problem is we have these politicians that look like us. And we can't get politicians in to work on our behalf, and that's the bad part about this thing. I mean, it's kind of wish we had an independent system. But I mean, you look in Chicago, this is the most corrupt city in America. It's been that way as long as I've been here. And now most of the politicians getting popped off is the ones that look like us. We got to know we can't play the game. White folks play the game. We got to play the game straight up and up the middle. It don't matter what you come for me with. I'm going to stand on my cue. Well, put it out there if I did it. I got some receipts to back it up. Okay? Put it out there. If I got 21 Article 15, well, yeah, I did. 2 court martials, yeah, I did. But I got an honorable discharge. Put it on out there. Okay? You know what I'm saying?
So right.
That is really our problem, man. We so caught up with this Democrat and Republican stuff that if you notice, none of our issues has been addressed. It's my lifetime, nor your lifetime. Where your ages are. So I mean, I'm 68. I have yet to see any of these issues that still talking about the school, housing, and crime. Okay, the same 3 things I was hearing in the 60s, man. The same thing. They won't give us no good school. It's up to us to have the good schooling. It's up to us to knock the crime down. We can't be concerned about them, man. That's my hidden. You all know I talk to the young brothers here. I love these young brothers. I talk to them and they love me too.
I talk to them, OG. Appreciate you. Appreciate all that you do.
That part. So look, we appreciate y'all fellas coming up here, kicking it with us tonight. All right, it was a blast.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker.
Yes, sir.
I got another one for you. The Harlem Hellfighters.
Yeah. That go right.
I got the other one for you here. The Harlem Hellfighters.
I like that. Glory to our old
World War I brothers had a ticket day parade in New York City. The most decorated unit in World War I. Mm-hmm. Brothers, baby.
Bad. They was out there. I shout out to the one movie, like what was it, Red Tails, right?
Red Tails,
yeah.
That's World War II.
Shout out to them brothers, man. Nobody do it like us. Even when we was discarded, hated, strung up like strange fruit, we still were the first ones trying to fight for a land that didn't fight for us. There's got to be a blessing in that sacrifice. I could not understand what that would feel like to go fight World War I, get hurt, maimed, delete folks for a country that didn't come back and be considered less than human. After I'm the one of the reasons why you sleep peacefully at night. Ain't no way in Hades.
Stringing you up by a rope.
Yeah, glory, respect, and honor to our melanated
military uniforms. They stringing you up.
Oh, just add one more thing. And just to add one more thing, man, just growing up in the South, like Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, like some of the most racist states on the nation. And like, you got individuals that, white folks that had the Confederate flag tatted on them and such, But being I come from a military family, like my granddad, like have you ever seen that movie Crimson Tide with Denzel and Gene Hackman? My granddad, he served on the USS Alabama on the Okinawa Channel. And just coming from a military family, like that's something like, we was proud about. But however, you wasn't like as far as my dad, my granddad, and my family, like you wasn't about to play with them. You was catching hot lead if if that was the case. But I mean, just the thing, there was, shout out to all the vets and all the, melanated and non-melanated, but to individuals that was done wrong, coming back over here, having fought and served and, messed over by the government and the VA, that was, and that's the thing that's still going on until this day. So, I mean, that's just a mess, a travesty.
Yes, sir.
That part. So listen, shout out to y'all brothers. I think y'all all came up here and cooked, dropped some gems today. Also, shout out to Ebony Dean for coming up here as well. And like I said earlier, make sure y'all go over and check out the show from earlier. We were up here cooking over on the Single by Choice channel, and that was crazy also.
There we go. Yeah, shout out to today's doubleheader. Oh, you get it, Mr. X? I tell you what, I want me a shirt made. I want a shirt made with Baba T's face right here. With a shirt with Baba T.
Hey, ain't I told you, you see my cash apps?
See it now. This thing don't be loading up sometimes. Baba T sent the 10 ball. He said, shout out to SBC for that good show earlier. Shout out to Baba T. We see you in the chat for the first time. At least we recognize you. I didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know
Yeah. I didn't know till you told us that was your name. Yeah, your screen name. Appreciate you, Baba T.
And you say what? Captain, who is this?
Ibrahim Torre.
Who is it?
Captain Ibrahim Torre, Burkina Faso. That's one of the brothers in Africa. That's kicking all the white folks out and everything.
That's the one that's there now?
No, yeah, but the dude you talking about, he's in Nigeria. That was with the Chinese.
Okay.
And down in South Africa.
There we go.
There was 2 incidents, and they was
beating the Chinese up. Like you said, that's another gun line topic. I see what's going on down there. I see the thing with Nicki Minaj and T Money. So it's a lot. Maybe we'll look into it, but there's a lot going on in South Africa, and it's touchy. Yeah, you got when you got white folks getting deleted, it's touchy.
Two. Okay,
Nicki they trying to take the land back, but nonetheless, we ain't talking about it tonight. Appreciate you, Baba T.
The gunline is Honda.
That part.
Mr. Gavin, can I give Mr. Walker one more thing?
What you got, brother?
I'm leaving. Nope. Bye. I'm leaving. Bye.
Good night, brothers. I'm out of here.
All right, brothers. And also, let me make sure. You muted, Mr. Walker.
Did all that talking for nothing. Appreciate you. Mrs. Locks the Smile come through. Says, great show, Mr. Gavin X and Mr. Walker. We appreciate you, sister. Thank you.
Y'all some a-holes. I wasn't looking at the screen, but Gianna, they wasn't going to say nothing. Get out of here, both of y'all. Bye, man. Listen, we appreciate y'all coming up here tonight. We'll be back up here tomorrow. We ain't done. We told y'all we're on the marathon this week. We missed y'all last week. We missed a bunch of days. Tomorrow, we doing a midweek rumble. We're going to try something new. Y'all know we normally do the Regal Rumble on the Saturday with the ladies. But this week, man, Mr. Walker, we're going to do a midweek rumble. We might drop the link. Matter of fact, we're probably going to drop the link. We'll be over on Carpet for the Horse. It'll be a Carpet for the Horse Regal Rumble. We'll probably stream it single by choices. But we got something to talk about. I seen something alarming. Maybe I'll reach out to my guy, Jay Prince. I mean, if he want to come, he can, but he will be a part of the show because I seen what's going on, and it's wicked. And we're going to talk about mental health and all this madness going on. It's crazy.
Listen, I ain't seen it. I'm gonna wait until we touch on it tomorrow. Shout out to Wild J Prince. Listen here. Listen, I'll be over there. Shout out to Rose, his love interest, allegedly. You know, I'll be over there. Jay Prince was doing something. He had me rolling, boy. Yeah, Jay Prince braided his hair. Man, his them daggone braids ended at the top of the back of his head. Look wow. It looked wow. He's over there perming and straightening his hair. Wow, dude. Wow, dude.
So nonetheless, we'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I was like, man, we got to talk about this and shine a light, more data. This is some new, fresh hoodoo. And it's, like I say, it got less to do with Jay Prince. He's just a part of it. You know, he's part of the wonkiness, but yeah.
Okay, I'm here for it. Yeah, anything involving Jay Prince ain't gonna be not an end all moment. So I'm here for it. Shout out to tomorrow's midweek rumble. I likes that. Yeah, coming live and direct just for you, Jav Chicken. Sorry, brother Stephen James. Gotta look at me another consecutive day. Unfortunate for you.
That part. So tomorrow will be over Cart Before the Horse channel. Probably simulcasting to the Single by Choices as well, but it's going to live over Cart Before the Horse midweek rumble. It should be exciting.
There you go. Ebony Dean said about what time?
What time was tomorrow? Wednesday? That's a good question. Probably in the afternoon, maybe around 6-ish. We'll see. I have to double check with Mr. Walker. We're going to pick our schedules, but maybe around 6, go for a few hours. I know Raquel on tomorrow, birthday girl. Once again, shout out to Raquel, who is the birthday girl here today. Where we at?
Go, Sean. It's your birthday.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, ain't see her in the chat all this second show. It's too late. It's 12 midnight. Raquel said she had to get her birthday present. There we go. Let's hear. Shout out to Black Love, baby. Don't play with it.
So there you go, 3 p.m. Pacific. All right, to be specific. But yes, so maybe around 6, go for a few hours. Definitely want to talk about this. Then Thursday, SBC. Friday, we'll be in the Patreon, and we may pop back up here Friday. So be on the lookout. We definitely going to do Patreon. It's first Friday, and we may, they will know, we may pop up here. And like Mr. Walker said, Saturday, we got some festivities. But we're going to plan on, doing the show. We'll see. But stay tuned. All right. We in y'all faces.
Keep your ears and eyes to the SBC, Cart Before the Horse, Truth Over Lies streets to know what's going on. Don't want to miss it. Yeah, shout out to Replay Gang. We salute y'all. Appreciate you. But you don't want to miss the live show, as y'all can see. It's better live. Be there, be square.
That part. So, and also to all the people, we getting the merch out. Our apologies. Y'all know we got backed up holidays, hopefully y'all show some compassion. That's what I'm looking for. But y'all gonna get y'all merch this week. We're gonna get everything out to y'all, all the winners from Patreon. I know y'all on the lookout.
There we go. It's no cost merch. All right. Snail mail. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Just don't hold your breath, but no, it's coming. Seriously.
It's coming. You can get it. Ain't no liars over here. When? It's coming. You gonna get it. When? It'd be a surprise. Maybe Krima.
And shout out to the one brother. I forget his screen name. He was the winner a couple months ago. I forget his name. He was just in the thumbnail with his red Truth Over Lies hoodie on, red and white. I forget his screen name.
I remember saying.
Let me know if it come back to you. But nonetheless, he won. Oh no, he ordered. The brother actually ordered some gear, and it was a mix-up. But I'm glad to see we sent them out more merch, but you never responded, brother. I forget his name. But he never responded, but I seen he took the picture with the gear on, so I'm glad everything smoothed out.
There we go. We believe in customer satisfaction, huh? We are not the bone queishas and nug nugs we poke fun at. We know how to show our appreciation for y'all. Y'all always coming through, always supporting y'all interests, support y'all channel. Make sure y'all do so. Hitting that super chat, hitting that cash app. Thank you, and a thank you.
That part. So until tomorrow, I am Gavin X.
I am Mr. Walker.
And we are Cart Before the Horse Productions.
a good morning.